It's Taiwan, and I am just trying again to see if we can do a Sunday fun day. I know that it's New Year's Eve, so I don't know if I should expect anybody to come in. So I'll give it about 5 minutes, see if anybody comes in, and if y'all do, then we'll do a live. If y'all don't, then we won't. But let's see. While I'm waiting for people to come in, let me go on and thank my new subscribers. The names that I was able to get down because I'm not getting the notifications the way that I had been. So let me go on and just thank you. We had Badu. So thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I hope I don't get this wrong. It looks like Ken KTXHKH latest news. Thank you for subscribing. And maybe it's Nosex791. Thank you for subscribing. And Bianca Riley's Reality. Now I know that Bianca Riley's Reality, she has a channel too, so go and check her out. I did subscribe to her, and she has some pretty cool family content on her channel, so I did enjoy that. So I'll give it a few more minutes and see if anybody comes in. I'll give it till 5 minutes straight, and I'll see if anybody comes in. So what I wanted to talk about today, and just give me a hello if you're in there. Let me know what you want to talk about, because I don't have a whole lot of things planned. But what I wanted to talk about briefly, hey Night Rider, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping in. So what I wanted to talk about briefly, there was a really sad story that came out, and I want to just get that out of the way. And an RIP that I didn't even realize. I was kind of looking at some things on Twitter. You know how, like, at the end of every year, they kind of just do a year in review, especially with celebrities who passed away. And there was a celebrity death that I totally missed. I still didn't even look up to see when she died. Hey, Happy New Year's Eve to you. And you know, I also want to know what y'all are doing for New Year's Eve. So that's going to be the topic that we have going. That's just steadily running. So y'all let me know what y'all are doing to celebrate New Year's Eve. If you're doing anything at all, just let me know. Okay. So the person who I did not know, and I don't know how this escaped me or where I was or what I was doing or what I was so consumed with, but I did not realize that Mary Tyler Moore passed away. Hey, Brothy Dunnigan, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. Happy New Year's Eve to you. Okay, did y'all know that Mary Tyler Moore died this year? I missed that, and I felt so weird. Like, when I saw it, I thought that maybe that it was like a misprint in, I think it was like the New York Times who was kind of doing a wrap up. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever gave me the thumbs up. So, yeah, y'all, that was just really, that was like big news for me. So, I didn't even look up to see when she passed away. Does anybody know? Thank you for the other thumbs up. I don't know who did that, but thank you. Just give me a hello. Let me know who you are, where you are. Hey, my kiddo, how are you doing today? Are you at work again with us today? Let us know what y'all are doing to celebrate New Year's Eve. If you're not celebrating, let us know what you're going to be doing to bring in New Year's Eve. And let's just have a little quick conversation. So, I've been doing a ton of research this week on something that I'm planning on starting hopefully within the next couple of days. So I did not research a whole heck of a lot of topics to talk about. Okay, so Knight Rider, you didn't know that Mary Tyler Moore passed away. I didn't know. Did y'all know? Because, like, I know my kiddo seems to, she seems to, like, be up on, like, everything. You're sleeping and working tonight. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so let's go on and get into just the couple of things that I did want to talk about. First, quickly, very sad story. And this man, I had never heard of him before. I believe, okay, Rothy didn't know either that Mary Tyler Moore passed away. Okay, so it's not just me, because I was really like, where was I? Did this just happen? And yeah, it's like, I've been kind of trying to pay attention to the news a little bit, but I didn't really see a whole lot happening outside of blog topics and celebrity gossip that I thought would be interesting to talk about on the live this week. So I'm kind of like doing a bit of a year in review type of thing, just like want to talk about the people who really annoyed us this year. But before I do that, someone who I had not heard of, and I believe his name is pronounced Milan Ross. It's spelled the same as Milan, and that's kind of how I had been saying it. So, okay, Night Rider, I'm gonna get to your comment as soon as I finish the story. I see you're telling me. Okay, so, let's, have y'all heard of him, Milan Ross? He is a vegan chef. He's a black man who weighed, I keep seeing some stories say that he lost 600 pounds, but I think that he actually weighed 600 pounds and he lost about 400 pounds. He lost more than half of his body weight and, you know, started living a very healthy lifestyle. And, for whatever reason, he had apparently lost his relationship with his son. He was going through a divorce this year. And so he gained this relationship with his son back, got his health back, was gaining a lot of notoriety where he lives in Phoenix, and even had gotten like some national attention from different people. And had, I believe, started a YouTube channel and was kind of like on his way to becoming this really famous person. Well, from what I understand, on Christmas Day, he posted a Facebook Live video with his 11-year-old son singing with him, singing Christmas carols, and just looking like they were having a great time. Like I said, I'd never heard of him before. Cute little boy, his son, and they just looked like they were having a great time. And then as the story you know, goes, 9 hours later, he had killed his son, his 11-year-old son, and killed his 10-month-old daughter, and killed his ex-wife, the mother of his 2 children, all on Christmas Day. And you know, I'm vegetarian, and so I'm not vegan, but, you know, of course, people a lot of times will group vegetarians and vegans in the same group. And, you know, we do kind of, you know, tend to, you know, eat at a lot of the same places and talk a lot of the same dietary things. And so, you know, I just saw this thing on Twitter talking about this hit to the vegan community. And like I said, even though I'm not vegan, I'm vegetarian. The only thing I do eat cheese. I don't really consume much other dairy. Occasional yogurt and ice cream, but oh, you're vegetarian too. Okay, Night Rider, we have that in common. But yeah, cheese I love. Eggs I have never ever liked, even when I was eating full out meat. I never liked eggs. But anyway, yeah, pizza. Oh gosh, don't get me started on the the stuff I do with cheese. But yeah, we can talk about that later too on here. But yeah, so anyway, you guys, very sad. This man killed his 11-year-old son that he was just singing all these, you know, Christmas carols with and looking so happy in the video. Cute little boy. And his ex-wife came to pick up the kids on Christmas Day. He was only supposed to have the children for Christmas Eve. But I don't know if she and him came to an agreement and she allowed him to keep the children an extra day. And, or you know, I don't know exactly how that worked out. Hey, Ronald Bradley. Okay, so y'all, I forgot. Everybody who has channels, y'all, please everybody subscribe to each other. Night Rider has a channel and Ronald Bradley has a channel. I forgot who else is in here already. My kiddo does not have a channel. Rathi, I don't know if you have a channel. But anyway, if y'all have channels, please everybody subscribe to each other and let's just, you know, support each other. So yeah, he killed his family. Now, what I saw was that he killed his son like immediately afterwards, but then I do see that like 9 hours later, he killed his King 334 mob. Okay, I'm not familiar with you, but hi, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for coming in and checking us out. I appreciate you coming in here. Okay, so you know more about this story as well. So, you know, and that was kind of like one of the things that came to my mind, because people will always say that, you know, it's vegetarians and vegans, you know, like we must be hungry and angry all the time, you know, so like, do we just get in a fit of rage and do stupid shit? But this guy apparently had some issues a while ago from long back. His ex-wife was telling people that she knew how to handle his temper, so she wasn't really worried. He was in some 7-hour standoff with the police at his apartment, and they show like at nighttime you see like the bullet flashes, and I think even maybe glass flying out of his window. So I don't know who he was killing at that time. Maybe it was that he killed the son right after the video and then killed the wife and the daughter the 9 hours later. I don't know, but I do keep seeing consistently in every story that 9 hours later he had killed the rest of his family. A lot of his wife's co-workers and friends, his ex-wife's co-workers and friends, were saying that he had been threatening her and that she really wasn't taking the threat seriously because, again, she kind of in her mind knew how to handle, what came with him. And they just said that he kind of had a history of being aggressive with her. So I just really hated to see that. Death is always sad. It's always very, very sad when young people die. But it just seems like it's even more sad when it happens around Christmas time. Like that's just the worst. Not that there's ever a good time to die or there's ever a good time for some man to go and kill his whole family. But let me get set up so that I can go and see your comments. After each story, I'm going to go and I want to read your comments and see what y'all are saying so that we can all get in the conversation. Let's see here. I should have been set up before I got on. Me and These Curls. Okay, hey, okay, King, let us know. Do you have a channel too? Me and These Curls has a beauty channel, so y'all subscribe to her if y'all are already not. I think that most everybody in here are the quote-unquote regulars, but in case you're not, then please, let's all subscribe to each other. King Ma, let me know what's going on. Okay, I'm getting ready to get into these comments now so that I can get y'all's input too. Because like I said, y'all, I do not have a whole lot of research done today. Okay, I'm going back to the beginning of these comments. Woo. And thank y'all for coming in here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate all of you. Okay, so I'm trying to get to where I left off. Okay, so my kiddo knew about Mary Tyler Moore passing away. She knew. Okay, so she died in January. And okay, so my kiddo knew about also this Milan Ross, about him being a vegan. Okay, and Knight Rider, tell me how long you've been vegetarian. I'm 2 years in now. Well, going on 3 years. So let me know how that's working out for you. I love pizza. That is one of my favorite things. Almost anything with cheese, because cheese is like just so filling when you're not eating meat. Cheese feels so good. Anyway, so okay, Ronell Bradley's in, y'all. He has I call his a news channel, but he might call it something different. So check him out. My kiddo says he killed his family an hour after the video. Okay, so I kept saying 9 hours, and I really don't know. So King 334 Mob, he must have been hungry. That dude's sick. Okay, now see, that makes me laugh, and that's what I was saying, King Mob, because people always say, well, they just need some meat. They had some meat. Then, those vegans and those vegetarians, they wouldn't be acting so weird and stupid or whatever. So, but yeah, he clearly, my kiddo, he had some mental issues. And yeah, King 334 Mob, he was clearly sick, mentally ill. He just didn't want to lose his family or wife to another man. He's super insecure. If that's what it is, that's beyond insecure. That is sickening. And I hate that for that family, this time of year. And that little boy, he just looks so happy, sitting on that couch singing Christmas carols with his dad. That broke my heart. Yeah, never a good time to die, and I meant that when I said that. It's, it's always sad, to hear about death. Okay, like I said, me and These Curls are in the house. She's giving us a hey. And anger management, wow, too many carrots. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can go in and joke about it. But he was in that arraignment in the court just looking like he was out of it. I don't know if he even realizes what he has done yet, but when he comes to or snaps back to reality, he's got a lot that he's got to deal with. Rothy says, I'll be taking a nap in a few minutes, going to church, New Year's Eve service at church this evening. No channel, by the way. Okay, so Rothy does not have a channel. So she's bringing in the new year. going to church. What are y'all doing? Okay, Knight Rider says, okay, February this year. Oh, you just became a vegetarian in February? Wow, so how's it been going for you, and what encouraged you to become vegetarian? I'm curious about this. My kiddo says he killed his son right after the video. Um, wow. See, and I still am very fuzzy on the details, and I didn't do the research on this the way I should have. King 334 Mob says his hungry ass knows what he did. Okay, so we're just gonna say the man is hungry and he's crazy, and he was definitely though sick and is wrong as hell for killing his family on Christmas Day. Like I said, it wouldn't have mattered if it was just February the 16th. That's gonna be wrong. And Dee Dee's in the house, you guys. Hey Dee Dee, thank you for coming in. Tell me what y'all are doing to celebrate New Year's Eve. How are y'all bringing in 2018? And tell me what y'all's goals are for 2018. Are y'all doing any resolutions or just kind of staying on track with what you already have going on? Are you adding to what's already going on? So just, tell me what's going on. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is stupid ass Roy Moore. I think that in his mind, he's still running for Alabama Senate, but everybody else in the world is moved on, and Doug Jones is likely going to be the one to take that Senate seat when it's time. But in Roy Moore's mind, he still has a chance, and is still talking about the fake news and all these allegations of him messing with young girls while he was in his 30s are not true, and that's just the liberal media trying to destroy his campaign, which the rest of us know, is like already over. But what I wanted to talk about was that I saw some of the write-ins for that Senate seat, and so I just want to talk about this because it was funny. So in Alabama, when y'all know that Senate race came down to Roy Moore, the accused pedophile, or Doug Jones, the Democrat. Doug Jones has been declared the winner. Roy Moore is not giving up, though, and just demanding a recount and claiming voter fraud and all this other stuff. But people went in and, there's sometimes that you just don't like either candidate, and so we have the option to write in. And so some of the write-ins on those ballots were God got some votes, Bugs Bunny got some write-in votes, and Chuck Norris got some write-in votes. A lot of people, I remember, and I'm kind of like just scrolling through it as this article is in front of me, but I do remember just seeing a list of all of the write-ins, and some of them just simply put any other Republican. Some of them put anybody. Some people wrote a better choice. Some people wrote any other. Some people voted for Jesus Christ. Some people voted for just straight up Jesus. But who knows? They might have been voting for some guy named Jesus. And let's see, Mickey Mouse got some votes. Snow White and SpongeBob SquarePants, Snoopy and Kermit the Frog, they all got votes. Let's see here. Phil Robertson, who's the patriarch on Duck Dynasty, he got in some votes. And let's see, who else? Jimmy Buffett, the singer, Clint Eastwood, and Santa Claus. They even got votes. So I just thought that was funny and cute, and I'm glad that this is over, this Alabama Senate race. But let me go back to the comments and see what y'all are saying about it, and then we can move on to naming our clown of the year. So let's see here. King 334 Mob says he was featured on the Doctor Show and had a food line in Whole Foods worldwide, and he messed that all up. Wow. Okay, so I knew he had been featured on the Doctors, but I did not know about his food line in Whole Foods. That's major. Like, people work years and years and years trying to, get something like that going. So yeah, he did. He messed all that up, and that's sad. But like even more sad is just the fact that his 11-year-old son like will not have a life. We'll never know what this young man could have achieved in his life. And then in his 10-month-old daughter, doesn't even get to take her first steps, doesn't get to, do all those first things, those milestones that, we look forward to seeing our babies do, excuse me, y'all. Okay, I gotta define that. So yeah, it's very, very sad. The whole situation is just sad. Let me see here. Rothy says, you and Knight Rider, have you and Knight Rider ever heard of Annette Larkin's Raw Vegan? No, I've not heard of her, Rothy. Does she have a channel on YouTube? Let me know. Or what is it that I should know about her? I'm curious. Let me know what's going on. Let me know the deal with her. Or I'll look her up if I need to. Just tell me what I should know about her. My kiddo says his campaign is over. He needs to go far away. I completely agree. There are a lot of people who I kind of just wish we could just leave in 2017 and like let's just all the rest of us move forward into 2018. But okay, let's see here. Donald Trump, biggest clown of 2017. He's definitely made my list. I didn't rank them, but I just put, some people who definitely made some clown-ass moves and said some clown-ass things. I put them on my list, and I want to get y'all's reaction, and I want to know, who y'all think are the biggest clowns. I think we can probably talk about this for 8 hours. We can spend 8 hours talking about clowns. Let's see. Rothy says, far away from children, my kiddo too. Far away from children. Who? Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rothy. Roy Moore needs to go away, far, far away, and far away from children for sure. At least girls, who are 14, that 14 to 17-year-old range for sure. Night Rider says, for spirituality reasons, and it's been okay. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I do miss my rib tips and Italian sausage, etc. But I found veggie burgers and tofu made hot dogs. Okay, so yeah, the one thing, I don't know, like, okay, I'm from Texas, and we have this place called Fuddruckers, and they have the best veggie burger. Even when I ate beef, I would eat the veggie burgers at Fuddruckers, and so that was always something that I really, really, really loved. Subway, when I can get a veggie patty sandwich, which is something that I just started doing, I love to do that too. I used to just go there and get a veggie delight, which was just a sandwich with basically a salad inside. I would get the lettuce and the lettuce, tomatoes, onions, olives, whatever, and just that. And I didn't know about the veggie patty until I was out with Matt, with my fiance one time. We were at a Subway and they had it, and I tried it and I liked it. So I was like, okay, this is something I can get into. So I did, and I love it. But I'm not big on the tofu, but they're making it better than they used to. So I'm glad that you have some options that you like, Knight Rider. Let's see here. My kiddo says, Umar Johnson and Tariq Naheed. Is it Naheed or Nasheed? Because I don't follow either one of them, but I like every now and then he shows up in my, Tariq, whatever his name is, shows up in my Twitter, and I just like, it annoys the hell out of me when I see him show up in my Twitter timeline. But yeah, the biggest frauds of the decade, they are definitely on my list. Okay, it is Nasheed. Okay, that's what I thought. Thanks, my kiddo. Okay, so Knight Rider says, Trump trying to get your attention, King. Okay. Okay, y'all talking to each other, y'all laughing at each other. Okay, hell no, tofu over ribs, I think not. I'm not big on tofu, but I tell you, these few years that I've gone without meat, I really don't miss it, y'all. I gave up, red meat when I was in high school. And for, all that time, about 20 years later, I was doing, chicken and turkey. Not a whole lot of turkey. I would do ground turkey though, and seafood. I wasn't really big on like on fish. I really just like cod as far as fish is concerned. But I would eat salmon every now and then. Like it just depends on how it's prepared. And I like to prepare my own food too. Certain restaurants I'm okay, but yeah, I didn't really miss it that much. And I guess because I was like kind of already in a process of weaning myself off of it. I don't know if I told y'all before, but I tried to be a vegetarian when I was in college, and I did so very unsuccessfully. I was fine like with the not eating meat, but I was not eating well. Like I was not eating enough vegetables. I was literally like, I'm a vegetarian, but I was like eating chips and candy all the damn time, you know? And so I was like, okay, this is like not working out. So I went on and went back to eating meat. And so I just thought, okay, let me just, I'm about 40 now. So let me just give it another try and see if I can do it the right way. You know, I've learned some things and whatever. So let me just see if I can do this. And now I'm doing it, and I don't even miss any of it, and I'm such an animal lover. It like breaks my heart for me to think of, that like a cow would have to die just so I could have a hamburger, or something. So I just can't, I can't do it. So anyway, let's see, what are y'all saying? They taste really good. Okay, what me and these curls, you talking about like the veggie burgers? Now y'all see I'm behind again. Let's see. Dee Dee's saying Tyrese, aka Cryreese. Okay, that's her vote for biggest clown of the year. So okay. Also on my list. Like I said, I didn't rank him, but yeah, he's on my list too. King Mob says you're a beautiful vegan, but I know you're hungry inside. No, I'm just vegetarian. I'm not vegan. But I'm not I'm not hungry inside. I promise you. I eat well. And I don't miss anything. I don't miss any meals. Really, any time that I want, that I like just want something kind of heavy, beans are like my friend. I love beans and lentils. I do a big pot of black beans or something in a heartbeat. I love burritos, and so just the way that I used to eat them when I was eating meat, I'll just replace the meat with beans and, have everything else, the cheese, the tomatoes, the corn salsa, all that stuff, and I'm good. Like I really don't miss out on anything. I promise you. I'm not wasting away. But thank you, King 334 Mom. Let's see here. Okay, so my kiddo was saying it is nasheed. And my kiddo, okay, you don't care for meats either. So are you vegetarian or vegan, or just like not really that much into meat? Like just if you eat it a few times a week, you're cool. Let me see here. King 334 Mob says you're 40. You look way younger. Thank you. Yeah, I'm 41. I turned 41 in October, and I appreciate the compliment. I do hear that a lot, so that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm on the right path, because y'all, I'm trying to. Y'all look, okay, I'm old. Like, as far as I'm concerned, for some of the things that I want to do in life and where I want to go, I'm old. I'm engaged, and my fiance is younger than I am. He's 35. I want to have children. I've never had children. And so, I have to stay healthy, because I'm going to be, oh, okay, wait, TW23 is in the house. I just wanted to say hey to her. Okay, she's saying hey to us. I don't know if she's going to be able to stay, but I hope you can stay. So yeah, y'all, like, I'm old as far as some of the things I need to do. So like, this will be my second marriage. I didn't have children in my first marriage. Kind of hope that I would have. I missed the boat on being able to have my children grow up with my sister's children. So I wanted to I wanted them to, like, my children to be able to grow up with their cousins and stuff, but, like, my nieces and my nephew are, like, they're all practically 20 for the, give or take a couple of years. Literally, they're, like, between 22 and 17 years old, so I missed that boat, too. So, oh, well, it is what it is, but I have, since a young girl, I have idolized Janet Jackson. And I look at her having her baby at 51 years old. And I'm not saying that I want to wait till I'm 51. And I'm not saying that I'm Janet Jackson or anything. But just seeing her come out at 51, having a baby and be healthy and, back in shape and, performing, like, that gave me encouragement. I'll just put it that way, okay? So, let's see here. Um, Rothy says Annette Larkins has a channel. She's over 70. Some people mistake her for being her. Oh, okay. So I think that I know who you're talking about, Rothy. I just didn't know her name. Is she the, like, she's a black lady, like, I think in Florida or something, and she became vegan years ago, and like she's a raw vegan though, and her husband eats meat, and like he's got all kinds of health issues. Is that who you're talking about? If we're talking about the same person, she looks very young. She looks like she's in her 30s. Um, I think that that's the person you're talking about. I think that I just never knew her name, but I've seen her videos, and she's very inspiring to me, and that's what I want to be. You know, like when I'm 70, you know, I would like to look, you know, 40, or, you know, like people to I'm very thankful that people tell me that they can't believe I'm 40, or ooh, what, when they hear I'm 40, they get surprised. And that's what I wanted to be like when I get 50, and when I get 60 and 70. Like, you know, I want for people to like what, really, like that. So that's a big part of the reason also why I became vegetarian as well, because I do think that it's a lifestyle that helps with longevity. Not saying that you can't eat animals and live, but anyway, that's just the way I feel about it. Let's see then. Milan. Okay, King334 Mob says Milan Ross loved animals as well, but he killed his son. You know, yeah, and I will say that it's and you're right, that is sad. King334 Mob. And there are some animal lovers, I think, who go a little bit overboard with their animal loving so much that they don't really seem to have any regard for people. But I do think that this Milan Ross guy, he is like a total exception to the rule, because he just had mental issues, you know, just straight up. That didn't have anything to do with the average vegan or average vegetarian. Something was wrong with him before he ever went on his weight loss journey and became vegan. He'd been having issues from way back. He had issues when he was fat and eating meat, you know what I'm saying? Me and these curls. Okay, so you were you were talking about the veggie patties, then me and these curls. Okay, Night Rider says, I know, that's why I said enlightenment. Do you feel my spirituality is higher? I think Jesus is an alien. You know, I have really been rethinking a lot of the things that I grew up. I grew up as a Methodist, and you know, a Christian, and when I got a little bit older, I went to a Baptist church. I really hated it, because growing up Methodist, our church services were so short. And me and my family would always go, we're from Texas, and there's this restaurant called Luby's. It's like a cafeteria type restaurant. But like that was our thing. And that was like most church people's, you know, a lot of church people, they would go to Luby's after church. And being Methodist, like, we were always there first, so like we never had to wait in the line. But like when we started going to a Baptist church that like my aunt went to, I hated that, because like it felt like we were in church forever, and I did not have the patience for it, because I'm just like, it felt like a whole school day to me, and I love school, but church was just boring. I'm like, why are we still here? I'm like, okay, we had like Sunday school, you know, or Bible school. No, I don't remember. Was it Sunday school before church or Bible school? No, that was like vacation Bible school in the summers. But Sunday school before church, and then church like went from like 9 to freaking 2 o'clock, and then you had afternoon services, and I'm like, and these are the biggest heathens I've ever seen in my life. Like, what are y'all even learning at this church? Why are we here? Why am I here all day? I hate this. And I used to hate every Sunday. I used to just wish I would wake up sick so I wouldn't have to go. Like, I hated that Baptist church. I loved the singing though, because like in the Methodist church, we didn't have like the choir was like, at the Baptist church, it was like a really good moving choir, and the music was so upbeat, and we didn't have that in the Methodist church. And so I loved that. But like after they finished singing, I'm like, can I go lay down somewhere and take a nap? Because like it's gonna be like another 5 hours before I can get out of here. You know, we're gonna be the last ones in line at Luby's, you know, whatever. So I used to hate it. But anyway, back to what Night Rider was saying, I've just been kind of like rethinking a lot of things I grew up being taught spiritually. I believe in God. I do believe in a higher power. It's just that some of the things that that we are taught as Christians, I just began to question, and I still question. Um, and I question more the older I get. I'm not like going off into any kind of, atheist type stuff or, Satan worship or anything, but I do just question some things, like the concept of, if someone doesn't accept Christ before he dies, then he's going to hell. And in my mind, I think I serve a God who's not so unforgiving and who knows everything, and so knows that there are people in far corners of the world who will never be exposed to Christianity in their whole lifetime. And so, like, are you telling me that that someone who's like in a rainforest in South America who grew up, without any concept of Christianity, that because he doesn't accept Christ, because he doesn't know who he is, he's condemned to go to hell, but Roy Moore, who is accused pedophile and claims to be a Christian because he said he accepts Jesus, he automatically is in. So it's just like some things I have questions about. And not to say that one religion is better than another. I think that all major world religions basically teach the same thing. And it seems like the argument is just over who is God's right-hand man. Is it Jesus? Is it Muhammad? Is it Buddha? Or whatever. So I kind of feel like they're all teaching the same principles. But I do question a lot of things. So yeah, and that doesn't have anything to do with my choice in diet. Like Night Rider, for him it's a spirituality thing, but for me, I do just, question a lot of things that go along with my spirituality. So, let's see here, back to your comments. Black beans taste good. Yes, I agree, King, Mob 334. I love black beans. I love them. Dee asking, do I eat eggs? No, I don't eat eggs. I never ate eggs. Even when I was eating meat, that was one thing that I never got into. My parents would prepare eggs for breakfast sometimes, and I would just like pass on that. Something I kind of wish I ate, because I do know that they have some good benefits or whatever, but I just never liked them. I don't like the consistency of eggs. I don't like the little white part, like whether they're scrambled or boiled. It's just so squiggly and I don't know. I don't like them. I don't like eggs at all. So let's see here. Hey, currently working, but wanted to check in and say hey. Okay, so that's TW23 saying hello to us. And then my kiddo says she tried being vegan and, oh, you're too anemic. Okay, I'm anemic too, and so I do have to supplement iron, and I think that that's part of the reason too why beans and legumes, like lentils and stuff are so big for me. Like my body craves them and I need them, because I am anemic. And that was the only time that my mother was ever anemic, was when she carried me during her pregnancy. So yeah, and she said that it was extreme when she was carrying me. Let's see here. King Mob 334 says, congrats on your engagement and children. You're not old. Stop saying that. Well, no, okay, I don't think that I'm old in the grand scheme of things. Like, I'm not saying I'm, 105 or anything, but I'm just saying as far as being a mother, like, I never saw myself, like, being a 60-year-old, with a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And so, so that's kind of like closer to where I'm headed than the other end of the spectrum. I wanted to be like a younger mother, so I could, I always say, so I could run around and play with my kid, but I'm still very healthy, so there's no reason that I can't do that. So I'm not gonna harp on that. Let's see here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Okay, my kiddo says she's chicken or fish only once a week. Okay, yeah, I can relate. And that's kind of like how I was doing before I kind of weaned myself into the vegetarian thing. And that's kind of just like what I had decided to do. And then one day I was just like, you know what, let me just try to give it up and see what happens. So, and it worked out for me. So, Rothy, is she the lady that makes her own fruit juices and looks amazing? Okay, so we're talking about that lady. Let's see here. Okay, that's her. So yeah, we were talking about the right person that Rothy had brought up to us. Annette Larkins, I think you said that's her name. I do need to look her up and see if I can follow her because she is encouraging. King 334 Mob said long church service. LOL. Yeah, I hate a long church service, y'all. I really feel like, okay, if church is your thing, and I enjoy a church service, but I don't see why it needs to go on and on and on like forever and ever. Um, you know, Tell me what I need to get me through the week, to help me save my soul or whatever. But it should not take you more than 2 hours. I'm saying 2 hours tops, really an hour and a half, really 45 minutes. You should be able to tell me whatever you need to tell me, and anything beyond that, I feel like you're just is self-serving. You just feel like hearing yourself talk. I need to get out and, like, especially, like, oh my gosh, football season, don't play with me. Like, like, now this season has been tragically trashy, but, generally, I need to go and see what the Cowboys are doing. So I need you to wrap it up, Pastor. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know, okay, be good, love people, blah, blah, blah. Can we get out of here, please? I need to eat something. I need to go see what the NFL is doing. Okay, so anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let's see here. That tells you there are many gods and goddesses. Okay, okay, Night Rider. Yeah, I do believe that there's more than one, thing. I think that, or maybe it's just a god goes by more than one name. I don't really, I'm still, studying, and I'm not gonna claim to have any answers or whatever, but there are definitely things, I would still say I identify as a Christian because that's how I grew up. But there are things that I'm questioning and things that I'm still learning. So, yeah. And Night Rider, are you Latino? I'm just curious because I could have sworn I heard an accent in your voice, and so I was just curious. Let's see here. It's all about how you live. That's what King 334 Mob says. The Bible says we are gods. Yeah, yeah. That is in there. Okay, so y'all talking to each other. My kiddo too says, "Go Janet." I've been such a Janet Jackson fan for a very long time. That was the second concert that I ever went on. Was to see Janet Jackson. My first concert was Michael Jackson in 1988, y'all. Yeah, I'm old. His Bad tour. He came to Houston in April of 1988, and I got to go see him. And then my second concert was in 1991 for Janet Jackson's, was it Escapade? I can't remember the name of her tour. I want to think that it was Escapade. But anyway, yeah, it was a really good thing, and yeah, and I was just a little girl who grew up watching Janet Jackson videos, would try to imitate her dance moves and stuff in the living room, try to do that thing that she did with the chair on Pleasure Principle. And I'm aging myself because I think that I'm probably like the oldest person in here, or at least among the older people in here. So anyway, if y'all haven't seen Pleasure Principle, then there's no need in me going on with that. But just needless to say, I probably almost broke my leg and like one of my parents' dining room chairs trying to do a Janet Jackson stunt from one of her videos. Let's see here. You wanted to be 16 and pregnant. No, King 334 Mom, I didn't want to be 16 and pregnant. But I did want to be young. Like, I think, maybe 25 or 30 even, like 10 years younger, than I am now. It would seem young, but no, I didn't want to be in high school and pregnant, if that's what you're saying. No, that's funny. Okay, that really made me laugh, probably more than it should have. Let's see here. My Instagram name is Taiwan, TIWAN _loves_fitness. That's my Instagram. And I have not posted on my Instagram in like probably since March, I think. But I'll be back on Instagram. I'll be back on all of my social media soon. Right now, I'm really just only active on Twitter and YouTube. But I'll be back on my Instagram, and yeah, let me know yours too, King, and I'll follow you back. If you're gonna follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back. Um, my kiddo says I'm not the oldest. Okay, so I guess you're telling me that maybe you are, or at least you're in my age range. Pleasure Principle was a jam. So then, okay, so my kiddo, then you know the stunt that I'm talking about on the Pleasure Principle video where she runs up to the chair and puts her foot on the back of it and, you know, takes the chair all the way down on the floor. That's what I tried to do. Me and one of my cousins, we were trying to do that at home, and almost broke my parents' chairs. So anyway, let's see here. The age is a man-made concept. I don't believe in none of that shit, Ella. Well, I believe in it because I don't feel, I don't feel quite the same now as I did in my 20s. But I will say that I think I'm probably healthier now than I was then. And I was, I was a double major, but I was a dance major, and I danced professionally in a ballet company, ballet and modern dance company for years. And I think that I'm in as good a shape or better shape than I was, you know, then, now. So I try not to let age like be a hindrance, as far as like this, physical things. I like to push myself physically, and as long as there's, as long as I have my health and breath and life, I'm gonna continue to try to do that and defy, age, or at least the common things that people say about age. I don't want to just, be 40 or 50 and just give up just because I'm, old. But anyway, let's see here. This life is an experiment, King, but I coming to an end. Okay. Oh, okay. So y'all trying each other. Okay, Night Rider, you're Mexican. Okay. I thought, hey, Rido boy, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in. Okay, so you're Mexican. Okay, I thought that I was hearing an accent. I grew up in Texas, and I had to take Spanish in my magnet magnet program high school. That was my thing. I had to take Spanish for 4 years, and so I learned a good amount of it, but haven't been able to like speak Spanish because I'm not around people who speak Spanish. I was a big Selena fan when she was out, and she was actually murdered my senior year of high school. And there's this song she has. I don't know if y'all were into Tejana music at all or whatever, but there's this song she has called Baila Esta Cumbia. It's a really cool, fun song. That is like one of my favorite songs ever. Know all the words. I love that. But anyway, so yeah, and a lot of the girls who would practice Spanish with me in high school, they were Mexican girls, and yeah, they still kind of had their accents and everything, and so I just thought that I picked up on something when I heard you talking. That's why I asked. Let's see here. Your Instagram name is Mad Long. Say it again. Here, I'll type it in the live there. How about that? Taiwan _ loves _ fitness. There. Okay, so I just typed it in the live. It's Mad Long. That's funny. Let's see. Okay, my kiddo says she's older than I am. Okay, let's see here. What do you mean? Night Rider. Okay, so y'all are talking to each other. Damn, you're the shit. You're a professional dancer and all that. Well, I was, and I don't say that I was because I do still teach from time to time. I haven't taught this year because I was living in St. Lucia, and I do need to get some things. I do need to get some things squared away so that I can start teaching dance in St. Lucia too. I want to teach dance and fitness there, but I love teaching. And before I left for St. Lucia, I was teaching in a pole dance studio. I was teaching well, I took a stiletto fit class, and then I fashioned a class after that. And it was just like it was a fitness class, a dance choreography class, and we would do uh, some dancing. I like sexy dancing. This was a studio that was catered to only women, and so we already had the pole dancing on one side, and then I would come over and do a totally different thing, but I still try to keep it in that sexy vein. And I just wanted women to be able to let their hair down and have fun, and embrace your sexiness. We're all in there, um, curves, butts, boobs, booty shorts and sports bras. Let's just have fun, and for an hour or two, not worry about anything going on in the outside world, and let's just have fun and dance. And so that's what I would do. Bring my stripper boots and lace up, and just have some fun. And that's what I was into. That's what my dance class is all about. And they would get a workout, but they were just like, oh Lord, I didn't know the dancing was like this. You got me sweating, girl. I'm like, well, it's a fitness class, you're supposed to be sweating, but we would get in there and dance our booties off, y'all. But yeah, I will never stop dancing. I've been doing dance and cheerleading since 6th grade, and so I can't see that ever not being a part of my life. I didn't get into ballet until I was in college. I had never taken a ballet class in my life. It was just something I was good at, and I was actually taking a step aerobics class, and my step aerobics teacher was working on a piece for a spring concert for the dance department, and she just saw that I picked up on movement well, and so she's like, I have this extra spot, I need a 6th dancer in this piece, will you do it for me? And that's how I literally got into real modern dance, and then from there ballet, and it was back and forth between ballet and modern, and then I added on the jazz and tap and everything else after that, and then I became a real professional dancer. So let's see here. It's all about networking and health. You'll always win. Okay, I guess, yeah, as a rule, in general, I would agree, King. Yeah. So we got Rido Boy in the house. He said, hey, and not staying, but Happy New Year when it comes. Oh, I wish you could stay with us. Well, thank you for coming in to say Happy New Year. And whatever you're doing to bring in the new year, I hope that you have fun. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see, like, you're the perfect woman, dancer, vegetarian, bilingual, and you don't age. Yeah, I think that my fiance would disagree with you. I'm far from perfect. And and he refuses to learn Spanish. I wish that he would learn Spanish because it's a fun language. Let's see here. Let's see. And I'm aging, but I'm trying to slow the aging process as much as I can. Let's see. Night Rider says, we came here to experiment what is called the third dimension of a lower life. We are really higher beings. This is deep, and this is something that, like, this is the kind of stuff, like, I want to learn about, but I just don't know, like, I don't know about things like that. Oh, me and these curls, okay, she says she has to go, so I hope I didn't miss you. If you're still in here, then thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a happy new year. I don't know if you're celebrating. What are y'all doing to celebrate bringing in 2018? Tell me that. Put that in the chat. My kiddo says, oh, okay, happy new year to me and these curls. And King 334 Mob says, your Instagram page lit, body flawless. That's funny. My Instagram page, well, I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Let's see. Consent for some ribs. Okay, what do y'all? Okay, Knight Rider and King 334 Mob, y'all have a conversation going that I'm missing out on. Damn you in those blue shorts. I see why you married. Those were my that was my uniform for work at that studio. Those had the signature of the studio on those shorts. Knight Rider, create heaven on earth. Okay, Ty. Okay, my kiddo says that I'm funny. Thank you. I try to be funny. I love funny people, and I love a good laugh, and so I just like to try to entertain people. If anybody can get a laugh out of anything I'm saying, then that makes me happy. Um, I always grew up like my sisters are very pretty girls, and they always have been, and I was always very awkward looking, and I don't even feel like I grew into my looks until like my mid to late 20s. And so, but I was always fine with that. I was okay with like not being the prettiest girl in the room. That was something that I just kind of accepted. Okay, like there are better looking people than me in this world. That's okay. But I always enjoyed being the smartest girl in the room and the funniest girl in the room. And so for years, I had to develop my mind and my personality because I did not have looks. And so I feel like that made me a more well-rounded person. I do feel like, you know, I'm a nice looking person now, but years ago I did not feel like that. Like even with my boyfriend in college, I didn't have a boyfriend until I was in college. I was 19 years old when I got my first boyfriend. And he would tell me how good looking I was and how pretty I was and how fine I was, and I just like, this boy needs some glasses, you know. But we always have fun. We laugh together, and that's one thing that he'll say to this day. You know, he's like, I've never laughed with anybody as much as I laugh with you. We always had so much fun, and so that was just like kind of, you know, part of who I am. I just, you know, if I can make somebody laugh, then that makes me happy, you know. So I appreciate you saying that, my kiddo. And I've also thought about doing some stand-up comedy. I'm just too scared. I've written some things, and I've done some comedic writing. And my nephew, who is like so even keel, he never laughs at anything. Nothing's funny. He thinks I'm funny. So that makes me feel like I might have a chance. But I have to get up the nerve to do that. That's just kind of something that I want to do. Let's see here. Okay, y'all are talking back and forth to each other. My kid is working tonight, so you're bringing in the new year, making money. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. And I think that that's a lot safer than going out and partying, frankly. Let's see here, y'all. You're living below your blessing. You should be making dance videos on YouTube. You really think that, King334 Mob? I've thought about that. Maybe that's something I'll get into. I really kind of, y'all know, if y'all follow my YouTube channel, I just started talking about my fitness journey and the weight that I lost back in 2012 when I lost the 44 pounds, and then, you know, I kept it off, and so I showed myself kind of going through that transition. I didn't have a lot of pictures of myself at size 13, but anyway, I was kind of thinking of gearing my YouTube channel a lot more focused toward health and fitness, and I was thinking about like doing some lives where I'm just doing a workout video. And I want to know, like, well, since while y'all are here, what do y'all think about that? If I were to do a live video, and I kind of want to wait till I get back to St. Lucia to do that, because I think that the beach would be a nice background, like, you know, me wearing whatever, you know, and then just y'all have the water, the beach as a background, and me doing whatever kind of exercise. You know, maybe I do a yoga one day and y'all follow along to that as a live, maybe, or maybe not even as a live. I don't know. So that's kind of something that I've been thinking about doing, but I never thought about doing dance videos on YouTube. I mean, on Instagram. I'll think about that. Since you put the thought in my head, I never, ever thought about that. King334 Mom says, I'm sick. The cold is spreading, but I'm enjoying this, let's see, this new year in the house here in Atlanta. Oh, you're in Atlanta. Okay. Okay, well, I'm glad that you're going to be safe and in your house. I hope you start to feel better soon. Your body looks great. Your body is killing all these bitches. Your looks are great. Your body's killing all these bitches, I swear. Well, thank you. I'm not trying to kill all the bitches or anything, but but I do appreciate the compliment. Let's see. Okay, so y'all are talking to each other. Um, so many people changing in a few hours. Can't wait to meet. I can't wait to meet y'all. So many people changing in a few hours. I can't wait to meet y'all. Okay, oh, okay, Dee Dee had to go. Shoot. Okay, I'm missing y'all leaving out. So, Dee Dee, if you're still in here, thank you for coming. If I missed you, still thank you for coming. And have a happy new year. I love you too, sis. I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's see. King says, okay, I hope you get better. Okay, King, okay, Night Rider's telling King that he hopes he gets better. Where are my fitness DVDs? Okay, my kiddo's asking where are my fitness DVDs. I don't know. Is that something that I should do? I had actually contracted with this man to do a DVD for me years ago when I was in Houston, and that just fell through. And I hated that because I was really excited about getting that going, but maybe that is something that I can do. And I kind of feel like me being over 40, that maybe like that's kind of the market that I can go after. Y'all are giving me ideas because actually what I've been researching and the reason that I don't have a lot of topics down here today to discuss is because I've been looking for another business venture to go into while I'm waiting to get things squared away for me and my fiance to go back to St. Lucia. So y'all are giving me some ideas. YouTube dance, Instagram dance videos and then workout DVDs. I'm going to consider all this, and I'm saying this because I always do watch the playback of my live. I never can watch it in one sitting because they're always so long, but I'm going to watch this and just kind of make some different notes for myself because I want to have, a lot of, we all, I think it's important to have income from a lot of different streams, and so that's something I'll look into, y'all. Let's see, okay, so y'all sub to each other. Okay, I'm glad to see y'all in here talking to each other. King 334 Mod says, yes, show off that body type business. You work way too hard on it not to show it off. You're a dancer. Yeah, it's not just about showing off my body. I hope that I can, oh, and y'all tell me if it's getting too dark, and I'll go in and turn on an overhead light, but I want to encourage other women, especially in my age group and older and even younger. I just want to encourage us to get up and get out and get moving, I feel like black women in particular, we're blessed with good genes, and I think women in color in general, women of color in general, but but all women. It doesn't really matter what color you are, but I say black women in particular because I feel like we are some of the ones who are more likely to just let it go. Like we feel like we don't have to try anymore after a certain age, And so my thing is more so to inspire than to just show my body off. Like I hope that if somebody, sees my body and they're like, she's 41 just like I am. There's no reason that I can't do just what she did. That's what I want. That's more so the reaction that I want to get out of people seeing my body and thinking that it looks good, My kiddo says, that would be nice, Ty. I am waiting. Janet. You can do it. Okay, so what you talking about the fitness DVDs? I will look into that. Anything that's related to fitness, I love, and so I'm gonna consider that, my kiddo. I appreciate y'all are really giving me some encouragement right now. She's too shy to take advantage of her fitness and dance trades. Who, me? I'm not extremely shy. But I will consider that. I will really consider that. Y'all are putting some thoughts in my head. And so, shut up about being over 40, you look 22. Okay, now that's funny that you say that because I sent a lady who I work with a picture of my niece and I, who a lot of people say that my niece looks like she's my daughter. But I look a lot like my sister as well. And actually both of them are in my my fitness videos here on Facebook, on YouTube. But she said that I looked younger than my niece in the picture, and so I thought that was funny. Let's see here. There is a great need for people over 40. Okay, so my kiddo, I'm going to really consider that, because I just, I love women, not in a, you know, homosexual way or anything, but I love women, and I think that it's really important for me to do anything that I can to lift up women. And if I can, encourage a 40 or 50-year-old woman to, get off the couch and, be like, you know what, I still got it going on, and I'm just gonna, get rid of this 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, whatever, then I will feel like I have really made a good impact on the world. So I'm going to really look into that, my kiddo. I really am. Let's see, don't be like, don't be like, oh, she by Sheree, take advantage of this now. You know what, my kiddo, you have a really good point, because I have always wondered why Sheree Whitfield did not use her Real Housewives of Atlanta platform to take advantage of that attention that she's getting, the exposure that she has to people, and do a workout DVD. That girl, she really does know her fitness, and she has a body that's like ridiculous, and it would make all the sense in the world for her to do a fitness DVD. I would actually like to see her and Kenya Moore team up together and do a fitness DVD, because I think that both of them have a background to do it. They both have nice bodies. They're, women of a certain age, so to speak. And I think that it would be a really good and motivational thing to see. I would love to see, Sheree doing all these stupid ass t-shirt sales, and, who gonna check me boo t-shirts are $5. Like, girl, you're sitting on $1 million empire, right there. You could go on and put out a workout DVD and pay to finish your damn basement, Sheree. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I would love to see. So, yeah, okay, my kiddo, you're right. Oh, King says it's dark. Okay, so excuse me, y'all. Let me cut on the light. I'll be right back. I'm still here. I'm coming right back. Hello? Okay. So, yeah. Can y'all see me better? Can y'all see me better? Now, do I look older since you can see me in the light? Okay, so let's see here. It's dark. Cut on the light, queen. Okay, okay. The light is on. Sheree could, yeah, y'all, I agree. Sheree really, really could have done that. Women have the highest heart disease incidence in the world. Like, really, my kiddo? Okay, so I'm going to take that as you're being an authority on that, because you're a nurse, right? I know you're in the medical field, so I'm going to take your word on that. And you're right, there is a need, and I realize that. And that was kind of one of the reasons that I started preaching fitness-related stuff on my social media platforms in general, because I was tired of seeing black women in particular, but minority women in general, and just women even more in general, dying of stupid things like heart disease and, getting like really high cholesterol levels and stuff like that, like things that we can control with exercise and diet. Like, I literally there was a young girl in the congregation where my fiance and I were going. A cousin of one of the members died at the age of 22 or 24, like what would have been a week before her 22nd or 24th birthday. She died. She was an overweight young girl, and she had like some kind of like heart attack or something, And this is the kind of stuff, like, I don't want to see women going through that, And y'all, if y'all looked at those videos that I put up, I let myself get to a size 13. I think just kind of being content and, making good money. I don't really have much of a social thing going on now, so I'm just gonna eat. Eating became my entertainment. And, before I knew it, I was a damn size 13. I'm having to shop for clothes because I needed to get bigger clothes. And so I just don't want to, I hate to see women go through that when, I hate to see anybody go through that when they don't have to, because honestly, I did coach some men as well in different fitness things. So I hate to see that, So let's see here. There's a big market for the demographics, women over the age of 40. Yeah, my kiddo, let's see. I agree. King 334 Mob says, fuck the age thing. Y'all gotta get over that. Do it for women in general. And, and you're right. And, I get your point, because all women need it. But I do think that there's so much that's already kind of geared toward younger people. Everyone gears things toward younger people. That's just the way of the world. And it's like young people run, marketing. People want to cater to younger people. That's what social media age is all about. And so, but I would consider like doing maybe something for everybody, but then I would also do a little something extra, something separate and additional for a certain age range. Because women, we tend to have issues with our bones and joints and other things too, and everybody, every 50-year-old can't do all the things that a 20-year-old can do or whatever. So, but I will look into that. I wasn't planning on coming on my live and getting business consulting information, but that's what's happened, so I'm down with it. Let's see here. My kid too says I skateboard, but I'm 52. There's no demographic. You skateboard? Really? Wow. Okay, that's kind of exciting to me. I don't skateboard, but and I've never learned how. One thing that I did when I was I think I was in the 3rd grade. I used to always save pennies when I was a little girl, and I would wait until I had a whole bunch saved up, and then I would roll them and go and get something for myself. And one year I had saved up enough money to go and buy myself a skateboard, and I think I ended up saving it. It was roughly $50 in pennies, and my parents took me to go buy a skateboard, and I never learned how to use it. It sat in the garage. Because I didn't know how to use it. But and then I watched these skaters like doing like really cool stunts and stuff, and I just think that's so neat. And I do like watching people at skate parks, but I just never learned how to skate. So I think that that's really cool that you skate, especially at 52. But just to know that there's black women out there skating, like that's awesome. I think that that's awesome sauce. That's pretty cool. My kiddo says, Ty, you're fit and gorgeous. Take advantage. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Wow, y'all are like just building up my self-esteem today. Thank you. There are some things that I'm looking at capitalizing on. Once I get to St. Lucia, I want to kind of just set up, and I really do want to use that beach as my background for a lot of things that I want to do. But I appreciate y'all giving me some good ideas, some encouragement, and yeah, I think this is really doable. Let's see here. You gonna do a workout DVD T? Hey, Thunder Buddy, when'd you get in here? Thank you. Y'all, Thunder Buddy is the one who encouraged me to do those fitness journey videos that I just put up recently on here. So y'all can thank him for that. I guess I am going to do a workout DVD, Thunder Buddy, because everybody's saying I need to. So maybe I will. I really do appreciate the encouragement, y'all. I really do. Wait, King334 says, Kenya whack, LOL. Don't say that. I love Kenya. I love Kenya more. She does a lot of stupid stunts, and I just chalk that up to her being a reality TV person, but she's just someone who I've always thought had great beauty. Yeah, I'm just a little bit younger than she is, and I do remember, seeing for the first time a dark-skinned brown woman being crowned, Miss USA, and and she was in like everybody's music video in the '90s, and always in the magazines with her bikinis and everything, and I just always thought she was just amazingly beautiful, and so I take her character on Real Housewives of Atlanta is just that. I look at her like she's playing a character, and I do overlook a lot of her BS, but she's an inspiration to me. I do like her. Let's see, Thunder Buddy. Thunder Buddy says, "Hey girl." Okay, so y'all, Thunder Buddy's in the house. Let's see. Let me get back. I skipped over something. Y'all are really in the comments. Okay, I missed something. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Yes, you do look older in the light. Right now, you look about 30. Yeah. I look like myself. So let's see. But I'll take 30. That's not bad. Let's see. Oh, King 334 Mouth says I look younger. Okay, let's see here. My kiddo. Okay, so y'all give me Happy New Year's when she stand up. Woo, she killing it. Oh, goodness. Anyway, not y'all can even see anything. So let's see. Okay, no, I'm not a nurse, but I had to go, okay, to medical school for 2 years for my field. Okay. So yeah, my kiddo, you're more of a nurse or a doctor than I am. So if you say that, I will listen to what the statistics that you're giving us. I don't have any reason to believe that they're not valid. It happens to the best of us. Okay, I don't know what that means. What do you feel? Okay, so she does not talk about what she does for a reason. Let's see. Okay, you're not going to be 40 forever. Then what? Okay, I'm not going to be 40 forever. Then what? What do you mean by that? King 334 Mob. Let's see. Go Ty. Okay, what are y'all talking about? I hate when I get out track with the comments. Let's see. Okay. Oh, my kiddo says she would buy my DVDs. Okay, well then that's one customer. So I'll make at least two copies at first. I think that I can get my mom to buy one too. She'll always support me, and my sisters will probably buy one. So let's see, that's 2 sisters, 1 mom, and you. So I'll make at least 4 copies to start with. Let's see here. Thunder Buddy says, and you continue to inspire me. Keep focused. Thank you, babe. Oh, okay, you talking to me? Thank you. Man, okay, like, this is like, y'all are, like, stroking my ego today. Like, what's going on? Let's see here. I had to study, epidemiology and statistics. Ty, there's a great need. Okay. How did you lose 59 pounds? I'll pre-order 100 of your DVDs. Well, you don't have to pre-order mine. That's the easy thing, King Mob 34, because you can just order the DVD that I ordered. I ordered Insanity from Beachbody. And I'll tell y'all about that process. Hold on. Literally, like I told y'all, food became my entertainment. And one night, like it was like a Friday, and oh, okay, you're saying when I dropped my own DVD. Okay, so never mind. So yeah, anyway, one night, I had just I went to Jack in the Box. Literally, this was back in my chicken eating days, and I got some chicken. I think it was like a spicy, crispy chicken sandwich or something, and a large order of fries and a Coke or whatever the drink was. I don't know if they do Coke or Pepsi, because I haven't been to Jack in the Box in a long time now. And there was this little cake. I forgot. There was this little chocolate cake that they had that I would get, and I got all of that and went home and fell asleep. And in the living room, like I was eating, and woke up and and my cake was still there. Like I had eaten everything else, and like my drink was melting onto the coffee table or whatever. And then it was like 3 in the morning when I woke up after I'd eaten myself into this stupor. And then at I looked up at the TV, like I said, it was about 2 or 3 in the morning, and there was this infomercial on for this workout called Insanity. And I'm like, okay, what is this? And I'm looking at how they're sweating, and they show you all the before and after pictures, and people basically let's see, well, I can't do it, but like they show themselves in their clothes before, and then they have the like, well, I was, it's usually with the pants that they hold like all the way out from the waist, like I lost this much in my waist or whatever. And so I'm just like looking at these results. I'm like, you know what? I used to work out. I can do this or whatever. So I went in and I ordered it. I got up and I ordered the DVD and or the set of DVDs, and then and after I got off of the phone. After I got off the phone placing my order, I ate my cake and then I I went to sleep. And then when that DVD came, y'all, I was so scared. It literally sat on my kitchen table for 3 months before I even opened it. I was wearing a sew-in weave at the time, and I was having my my beautician, she would come to my house to do my hair. And she was like, why is this box still here? Like, because, she'd come like 3 times and the box was still there. And I'm like, I don't, I didn't even know what to say. I had no excuse. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, I just don't have the time. I'll get into it. And so, like, like every workout program in the world, they always tell you, consult a physician before you start this workout. I had never, ever, ever done that in my life, ever. And so, and I knew, I was always a relatively healthy person. I'm not worried that I'm going to do a workout and die. So, but this time I decided, well, you know what? Cause it, like when you open the box, it says, like on the back of the box, consult a physician before you start this workout. And then when you open everything and start reading the materials, consult a physician before you start working out. And then, like, you're going through the DVDs and it's like, no, really, consult a physician before you do this work. So I was like, okay, like, really, what's the deal? So I went on this time. I did not do my usual, and I went on and I consulted a physician, my normal primary care physician. I went to her, and she was like, she cleared me. And I was really hoping that she wouldn't. I hope that she would give me some reason that I should just, like, not do this, and I was going to just, like, sell it to a friend on Facebook for $50 or whatever. Because once I had it, I'm like, I don't want to be sweating like that and jumping around and, losing my breath. And so, okay, once I got the go-ahead to do it, I went on it and finally started to do it, and I put in the first little DVD, and there's a little counter clock that's like at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and it counts from whatever all the way down to 0. And so I'm like working out, and I'm like following along, and I'm like, my chest is hurting, my everything is hurting, but I'm like, okay, come on, like I bought it, I'm doing it, this is it. And then I watched that counter. I was like watching that counter like a hawk, like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank God. And then the next thing I heard was Sean T say, all right, y'all, that was the warm-up. We're going to take 30 seconds to go on and get into the workout. And I'm like, what? Like, for me, like, that warm-up was ridiculous. I was like, literally, I finished that warm-up, and I was like, whoa, yeah, that shit is insane. Like, I see why they call it insanity. I wasn't, like, even halfway done. I'm like, oh, shit, what have I gotten myself into? And so... So, I went on and I finished it, and I was just like angry. And I finished that first workout, and I was angry. I was angry that I bought it. I was angry that I needed it. I was angry that I was 13, a size 13 and, 200 fucking pounds. I was so mad. But, I went on and, I got through it. And if y'all were in the live on last Sunday, y'all know that I was married to my black king at the time, and he was in rehab when I finally when I started it. He was physically abusive. He was abusing drugs. He was jealous of me because I made a lot more money than he did, and his whole thing was I was sending him away to rehab, and well, I gotta go to rehab. You need to be working on something too. And so I was like, well, you know what? I bought those Insanity DVDs, and so I'll work on that while you're in rehab. But it was just like rehab was some kind of punishment. Like, well, I'm doing something, so you need to be doing something too. And so I'm like, you're such a petty bitch, but whatever. This is what I'm doing, and so just totally hating my life at that time because I really felt trapped in my marriage. It was just like nothing was going right. But I got through that first day, and then I'm like, okay, and I won't say that it took a long time before it got easier, but eventually, I got to where I could make it through. I won't say it was ever easy, but it got less difficult. I guess is like the best that I can say. But anyway, that was my experience with Insanity. It took me 3 months just to open it, and another 2 weeks before I did it because I did pussyfoot around and go and get the doctor's approval to do the workout. So anyway, let me see, what are y'all saying in these comments? Okay, so King is talking about when I do my own DVD. He's not talking about Insanity. You watched that movie Bright? No, I didn't see Bright. I heard that it was like not that good, but then some people said it was. So I know that it had like some underlying like racial things, but I don't know anything about it. Tell me, cause yeah, that's something about me. King 334 Mob. I am like one of the last to be in the know about anything. So no, I haven't seen that. So just yeah, if it's something that I should know or a reason I should watch it, then tell me. My kiddo. Okay, so y'all laughing. The before and after, yeah, those corny weight loss commercials. Exactly. Y'all know. Yeah, we've all seen the poses. So Thunderbirdy says, I know that feeling. Getting started can be hard. Some folks go overboard and stop before they see results. Yeah. Yeah, that's really true. And getting started was hard. Let's see. My kiddo says, OMG. Thunderbirdy says, you have a long way T. Oh, come a long way T. Much more than losing weight and fitting into those skinny shorts. And the journey continues. Much love, girl. Thank you. Thank you, Thunder Buddy. I really, really do appreciate you. Rothy says, are you still doing the Insanity program? Thank you for sharing your experience. No, I'm not still doing Insanity. And I don't know that I'll ever do it again. I did it twice though. I did it the second time actually with my husband after he got out of rehab. I did it a second time with him, and he got his T-shirt, and yeah, I did it with him, and I hated doing it again, but of course it was much easier the second time around because now I had most of that weight off of me. The first time it was really hard because my joints kept hurting. Carrying an extra 50 pounds that you don't need, and then Insanity, like there's things where you're running and then you jump down in a push-up position. My wrists were on fire, my knees were hurting, and my ankles. Like all my joints were just screaming in pain. And so, but the second time around, I didn't have the extra weight. So yeah, I could do it a lot easier. I don't think I'll do it now because like my fiance and I, we work out together, but he has a bad knee. So he cannot do Insanity. So I try to do things like where we can both work out together. And so so I don't think that Insanity is just in the cards for me. I prefer for us to, I don't like for us to do everything together, but we both are into fitness. And so if we can like work out together, I do like to do that. Let's see, Thunderbuddy says, oh, I have to get going. Happy New Year. Thunderbuddy, if you're still in here, what are you doing to celebrate the New Year? How are you bringing it in? If you're gone, thank you for coming and we'll see you. I have not done Pilates in a while, my kiddo. The first time I did Pilates was in college when I had just started out as a dance major. And I was probably still a minor at this point because I was too embarrassed to do what I really wanted to do. I wanted to be a dance major once I got into it, but I was always like, I'm too smart to just be a dance major. I can't go around telling people I'm just, a dance major. So anyway, I was at a college dance festival, And that was my introduction to Pilates. You know, I had taken yoga before, and my college boyfriend and I took a yoga class together, and I knew that I kept hearing of something like that, but Pilates, oh gosh, I took that Pilates class, and then I couldn't move the next day. That was stretching me in muscles and places that I didn't even know existed in my body, and I just wasn't ready for it. But it once like I tried it months later, I went back to and I tried it again, and then I kept at it, and I was thankful that I did. But that introduction was like, oh, terrible. I was like, damn, and I'm supposed to dance tomorrow. Like, how am I gonna do? I can't even walk. Like, yeah, that first trial was rough on my little body. Let's see. Happy New Year. Okay, so Happy New Year, Thunder. Pilates saved your life. Okay, so do you still practice Pilates now? I have not done so in a while, but that is like some awesome stuff. That is like awesome sauce. I call them pill Hades. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Brothy. Okay, so yeah, I've just been chatting it up with y'all. I forgot about the biggest fools, the clowns, the biggest clowns of the year. Y'all gave me some of y'all's already, but just throw one out there and let's just talk about them. I'll tell y'all who I have on my list for this year. Let me see. I have Steve Harvey and Donald Trump and Tyrese and Kevin Hart and Roy Moore and Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj. Those, I think, are the only two ladies who made my list. No, they're not. Dr. Umar Johnson and Tariq Nasheed and Pepsi. I'm putting them on there, and Chrisette Michelle. That's my list. Yeah, that's my list for the biggest clowns of 2017. But let's see what y'all have to say. Karate saved your life. Really? Okay, so you practice karate, King 334 Mob. I studied Taekwondo in my 20s, and something that I shared last week on the live was that I ended up having to finally use it outside of class and outside of competition against my ex-husband when he tried to choke me. The day that I thought I was going to lose my life, I finally had to go on and serve him with an outside crescent kick to his head. So yeah, I just wanted to, yeah, so yeah, I do love martial arts, and it literally helped to save my life. I was in a school where I was really the only woman. My best friend and I started taking it together, and she kind of got, bored with it. And we were the only women in the class, and so I had to fight men. And so it was what it was, and it made me feel really good about going into competition, because when I had to go into competition, of course, I'm only fighting women. And so I always felt more than prepared when I had to go, and fight a woman. I was always completely comfortable with it. So it worked out for me. But yeah, I had to, I'm the person, I've never been in a fight in my life, not at school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, never been in a fight ever, and didn't even feel comfortable really fighting and sparring in Taekwondo. And even in matches, in tournaments, I never felt comfortable sparring with anybody. And then here I am, like, the only time that I've ever had to defend myself is with the person that I chose to marry, and that's why I felt like my life was over, like, the first time that he put his hands on me, and I would tell him not to, and it never occurred to him that I might be saying that for his own safety and not just mine, and anytime that once I finally was able to stop crying and share the story and let people know what had been going on, because I never told anybody that I was being physically abused, but once I told people what was going on and what I finally did and what it had to come to, everybody was like, but didn't he see like all those trophies around your house? Like, you literally had trophies for kicking ass. Like, what was he thinking, you know? And I'm like, and all I could ever tell anybody is, I guess he thought that they were decoration, you know? I don't know really what he thought. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what it was. So anyway, King Mod 54 says, what's Steve Harvey goofy ass do? Okay, so we're talking about the whole 2017. I was about to say 2014. I don't know where that came from. So yeah, we're talking about all of 2017. Steve Harvey has just been a jackass in general. But what did he do to get on my nerves this year? Because I actually did a video about it. Me and my fiance did a video about Steve Harvey. What did he do that got on my nerves? Oh, okay. Well, it was a few things, but the one that I did the video on was him being in his stupid ass feelings about the NBA championship and making a joke to someone who called in on his show about the Flint water because okay, so what was it? Did the Cavaliers or Golden? It was the Cavaliers versus Golden State, right? And I can't even remember now who won or whatever. I guess the Cavaliers lost, and Steve Harvey's an Ohio guy. Is that what it is? And so this particular caller was saying that he was glad that Golden State won. Tell me if I'm recalling this correctly, but I think that's what happened. And so Steve Harvey got in his little bitch ass feelings and, you know, was saying, well, you know, because the man was calling from Flint, well, you know, enjoy your brown water, you know. And I was just like, really, Steve Harvey? Like, just because the person, the team that he liked in the NBA championships, one of your team didn't, this is your, like, the lowest, that was just a low blow, unnecessary, retarded as Steve Harvey ass bullshit. I've been over Steve Harvey for quite some time. So anyway, okay, Kevin Hart was dumb. Yes, Kevin Hart was dumb. Kevin Hart is dumb. Kevin Hart, my thing with him, okay, so whatever, you cheated, Kevin Hart. We really, really don't care. But you're mad because people are joking about it. You as a comedian, if it had been somebody else out there who'd been going around making a goddamn tour about how you're not gonna cheat on your wife because she's my rib, she's my precious rib, and I'll never do that again. And that would be stupid, you know, for me to cheat, like, because I got everybody's eyes on me. You went out and said that. Nobody asked you to say that, you know, and then you went out and cheated and you got caught. So, yeah, people are going to be laughing at you. Yeah, people are going to be taking shots at you, you know. And Michael Blackson, you know, Kevin Hart is in his feelings about Michael Blackson making jokes about it. Michael Blackson is a comedian. So, of course, he's going to make jokes about it. It's a topical thing. And it's funny. And so, you know, and that bothers you, Kevin Hart. Like, y'all, Kevin Hart annoys me to no end. And so, like, now, whenever people say something about it, then they're hating. You know, no, Kevin Hart, nobody's hating. Nobody cares. You and Nico or E. coli, Ebola, y'all live your own little life. Y'all, whatever. Nobody's hating. Nobody wants to be in your wife's shoes, living with a cheating ass husband. You know, no, nobody's hating, but you're the one putting your life on social media. You're the one, you know, telling everybody that your life is perfect when it's not. And this woman, you know, he had nerve enough to get on Snapchat, you know, after the cheating scandal, talking about how him and his whole family was great and showing everybody in the you know, Ebola looked like she didn't want to be there. She's just sitting looking at the camera like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Even his own children in the back seat were like, golly, I'm so tired of my short ass daddy. You know, like, everybody's like fed up with him, and it's just like everybody around him is just bowing down to what he says because he's the one with the money. So whatever, you know, I'm so over this little clown. So yeah, he made the list. Tyrese is definitely on the list for being a bitch also, and, you know, I'm mad at The Rock because The Rock is making his money on his spinoff and all this stupid shit with his daughter. I'm so sick. I don't know what's wrong with these men, y'all. I don't. Too much estrogen in something, because they are acting like they want to be women sometimes, I swear. Um, okay, so King says, I know Bruce Leroy. When you got that glow. I love, okay, are y'all familiar with the, what movie was that? Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name of the movie? It was Shown Up and Bruce Leroy, The Last Dragon. Oh my gosh, y'all, I love that movie. Okay, so when I was, managing the construction company in Houston, there was this guy, Fred. Yeah, I was the only black woman there. It was a bunch of white men. And who was it? Someone had just died. Around the time that the actor who played Shonuff died, someone else had died. Um, Gene Upshaw? Gene, is that his name? The football guy. Okay, so like the NFL, they were like wearing these GU patches for the game that day, because like he had died of like heart disease or something related to that, or colon cancer, something. Whatever it was, the man who played Shonuff died of a similar disease. And so Brett and I were talking about it, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, you know, Shonuff from The Last Dragon. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Shonuff. He'd never heard of him. And so he thought I was making something up. So he literally started Googling The Last Dragon. And I told him that was just one of my favorite movies from my childhood. I remember like a bunch of the kids on my street, we all went to go and see the movie together at the movie theater. And, you know, just kind of exciting to have this black, you know, karate movie or whatever. And I remember Vanity was in it, and all the men just loved Vanity. They thought she was so fine and so sexy or whatever. And she was. Vanity was a really beautiful girl. But anyway, so Fred bought me that movie for my birthday that year. And I just thought that it was so funny. Just something that we joked about. And I'm like, yeah, so the Shogun of Harlem, Shonuff. Anyway, shout out to Shonuff. Damn, your ex-husband is a bitch. Okay, that's King 54 Mob. Yeah, he is. I'll kill that fucker. He abused you. Was he black or white, your ex-husband? He was black. My ex-husband was black. My fiance is white. And it's not that I gave up on all black men. I wasn't on anything like that. I still love black men. I loved black men when I was married to my very, very black husband. And that, because my father is a dark-skinned man. And I've always thought that my father was very attractive. I still think that my dad is a good-looking man. And my ex-husband put me in the mind of my father physically. But nothing about him, the way that he was, nothing about his character reminded me of my father. And my fiance, you know, who is white, the good things about my father, that's what I see in my fiance. And even my fiance pointed out some of the bad things about my father, the two of them have in common as well. And so they say, you know, girls tend to fall in love with some version of their father. My fiance does not look like him, but he acts like him a lot. He's a lot like him. And they get along well, and I'm thankful of that, because, you know, it was always a concern to me and something I considered, and I've told my fiance that, you know, that I never wanted to hurt my dad's feelings by bringing home a white man, or, you know, bringing home a man who didn't look like him or that he wouldn't approve of. And my dad, you know, just like my mom, you know, my dad just wants me to be happy. And he met Matthew, and he sees his character, and he's, you know, as long as he takes care of you and he's good to you, then that's all that I care. You know, my dad, you know, says we all bleed red. I'm not worried about him being black. You know, you had a black husband and he treated you wrong. That doesn't mean that all black men will treat me wrong, so I'm not on that bullshit. I'm not, you know, a woman who's going to come on here and just, you know, oh, women, y'all need to leave all these black men alone. No, because all of them aren't like that. My discernment was lacking, and I did not look long enough before I took the leap, and I got a rotten apple. And that's not to say that all black men are like that, because I don't think that. I don't think that at all. But the one that I had, yeah, he was sorry as hell. And my fiance, like, that just kind of happened. We actually met on New Year's Eve at a friend of mine. It was her and her fiance, kind of like their engagement party slash a New Year's Eve party. And this was after I had had my husband put in jail for beating me, and I was, just kind of, doing my own thing or whatever. But she was just, I don't want you to be alone this New Year's Eve, and she just kept begging me to come to this party that she was having, and I'm like, I really don't feel like socializing, please. But I was like, you know what, but I do want to congratulate you and Nate on getting engaged, so I'll be there. I said, I'll just come and I'll cook. I'll serve your guests or whatever, and then I'll just leave when people start getting there, because I was really not in the mood. Even though, like, I knew my ex-husband was no good for me, was toxic, like, I was still in a kind of like, not mourning him, but just mourning the marriage, because, like, I felt like that was the biggest decision that I had made in my life, and I, like, really just fucked it up, And so I was just, like, not really in much of a socializing mood, because this was about 3 months later, And so, yeah, maybe a little bit longer than that. But anyway, I just wasn't in the mood to hang out. But anyway, I got there, and she's like, and she kept saying, well, wear something nice, wear something nice. And so I threw on a little black party dress and, came there literally to cook food. And I was preparing a little vegetable tray, a little fruit tray, when my fiance, the man who's now my fiance, he walked in the door. And he caught my attention. I will not lie. I looked at him like, wow, he's nice looking, And I was like, white men were not my thing. I've been attracted to men of all races my whole life, but I never seriously dated a white man. I've gone on a few dates like with men of other races, but I never had a relationship with anything but a black man. But I looked at him, I was like, oh, okay, hey, maybe I'll stay for the party. But then, like, right after he walked in, this cute little blonde comes walking in behind him, and I was like, oh, never mind. Well, shit, let me just get ready to take my black ass home. But turns out that cute little blonde who walked in behind him was his cousin. And they were just hanging out because she was actually ready to go see one of his motorcycle club friends or whatever. So I thought that was his date, and so I just left it at that, and put my head back into the fruit tray that I was preparing, and was getting ready to get my little self up out of the party. But then he came over to where I was. Apparently he was already in the backyard, like, asking people about me, or who is she? Why didn't you tell me you had a friend like that? Whatever. And so I was still wearing my wedding ring at the time, and he came up and talked to me, and asked me if I was married. I told him yes, and I said I'll be divorced soon. My husband's in jail for physically assaulting me, and so he's like, oh, okay, that's interesting, So, and then we ended up talking the whole night. But anyway, yeah, that's how we met. And anyway, it is what it is. Let's see, Lil Kim clown face of the year. Lil Kim. Wait, okay, you're just saying her face, like not anything she did, but her face, because Lil Kim has made some drastic changes. King 334 Mob, I agree with that. I don't know why she went messing up her face like that. I don't know why any of these girls do that. Lil Kim looks like a white woman now. She looks, and none of her features look anything like what I remember seeing her look like when she came out. Sorry to hear about your stupid ass ex-husband. I'm glad that's over. Thank you, King 334 Mob. I'm glad too. And yeah, he is a stupid ass. And oh well. Anyway, he's catching hell these days, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, so the Flint water. That's what I was trying to think of with Steve Harvey. Okay, Rothy says, Dr. Umar had me cracking up with his 45-minute rant response video in his hip-hop thug outfit. Okay, so let's go in and get on Dr. Umar, and I think we should be using that term loosely, right? Is he a doctor, y'all? Because isn't that what's in question right about now? And that has been in question for quite some time. So anyway, he acted out a couple of times this year, because actually the first time that I remember seeing Dr. Umar trending this year on Twitter was because he was getting into a beef with another conscious guy named Seti, and they were going back and forth at each other. Seti was calling him fat and talking about his titties, and Umar was saying that Seti was not a real black man because he was light-skinned and was jealous of Dr. Umar's black skin and all this stuff, and they're going back and forth looking like total clowns, and I'm just like, what's the point of this now? Like, because like everybody, it seems like the problem with the conscious black community is that everybody wants to be the leader of the black community, the conscious black community. I want to be the one on top. I am the foremost, sought after, whatever, personality in the movement. And nobody's like really doing anything. If you look at Dr. Umar and Tariq Nasheed and even Boyce Watkins, they spend a good deal of time on social media, making YouTube videos, doing podcasts, but like, where is the footwork? Where is the stuff that's going on that's supposed to actually be helping people? All of these guys are doing is promoting themselves. And so Dr. Umar had a 45-minute rant, back with the whole stuff with Seti. And so I did not look at his rant this time in this round with him and Tariq Nasheed, but I saw some clips of it. I probably will go back and watch it just for my entertainment, because it's like unbelievable watching these clowns do what they do in the name of pro-blackness or in the name of helping the black community. But it's just like everybody just wants a name for themselves. Nobody's looking out for the people that they claim to love. And like with Umar, every time he gets called out for something that goes wrong with him, his thing is typically to blame black women, but he blames black people in general. The same people that you claim that you're trying to help, these are the people who, it's the black people, these Uncle Toms, they're the ones turning on me, and the reason that my doctor status is being called in question and all this stuff. Okay, Umar, because, it all started with him, at least this most recent one. Oh, excuse me, y'all, hang on. It all started with him talking about how he was being called into court because people are calling the university where he got his credentials and questioning what happened with that. And I'm like, okay, but isn't it just as simple as, if you really are a doctor, Dr. Umar, then can't you just show your doctorate degree and then make all of these, claims or questions go away? Like, why do you need to go to court again? And then the thing is, nobody was able to pull up the information on this docket number that he put out there. Everything's just looking really fishy about everything that he said, pertaining to that. And so, now, and then he also said that if his school doesn't come to fruition, then, you'll know that it's these black people who, I'm trying to help, they're the ones out here, pushing against me every time I'm trying to get something done. And so I'm like, okay, so Umar, are you trying to set it up so that we are prepared when this school does not open, the school that you've raised all these hundreds of thousands of dollars for? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like you're just trying to set us up to let us know that this isn't going to happen. And I feel like now his thing is to call out Tariq Nasheed and try to get people looking at him and seeing him as a fraud, because, he's feeling like, well, damn, I'm not the only fraud. Why are people looking at me, like I'm the only one? Tariq Nasheed is a fraud too. He's using y'all's money to make those hidden color movies, and he's not even hiring black people to do the production, and to work the crew on these movies. And he's supposed to be pro-black. Why aren't y'all attacking him? Why aren't y'all attacking Dr. Boyce? Because he's supposed to have this, university and help all these business people, but we haven't seen any people coming out saying that they're successful business owners because they finish his business courses. Why is everybody just looking at me? And it's like, okay, but the thing is, all of y'all are scammers. You know, they're out here claiming to be pro-black people, pro-black leaders, and out here making videos calling each other niggas and fuck boys and like everything disrespectful you can think of, but y'all supposed to be the leaders of the black community. You know, y'all supposed to be the ones who are helping us to look at ourselves better and to accept our blackness. But you know what? You know, like, okay, let's take it back to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Two men who totally had different ideologies. You know, yes, we want equality for black people, but we have a different idea about how to get there. We even have a different idea of what equality looks like. But did you ever hear about these two cussing each other out in public? Did you ever hear about these two calling each other names, calling each other out of their names in public? You know, no, but like, you know, here we are, we have these people, you know, just wanting a name for themselves, I feel. And so this is what we have, you know, this is what we have. It's just really pathetic, y'all. Tariq Nasheed talking about how he was gonna snatch off. What did he say? He was gonna snatch off Dr. Umar's dashiki and slap his titties around and put what did he say? Nefertiti nipple rings in his nipples. Like, just like, what is all this? Like, if you it sounds like some bad woke sex song lyrics or poetry. I'ma snatch off your dashiki and slap your titties around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are these two gay? Like, what's really going on? Like, why are y'all like so at each other's throats? Because this sounds like, you know, two 13-year-old girls beefing, you know, on social media. That's what y'all look like now. Men who claim to be the leaders of the black community. And it's just a real big joke, you know, like, everybody's been on, you know, Umar about his titties. You know, he does need to lose some weight. And then Tariq saying that Umar had a herpes sore on his lips when he came in to film his part for Hidden Colors. And you know, and I'm wondering what kind of bras is this nigga fucking around with, you know, like, and yeah, and these are supposed to be the leaders, you know, and then their followers get mad as hell when you call them out for being fraud. My thing was like watching on Twitter, watching people pick sides. Like, how do you pick a side? How do you not just say both of them are scammers? Or if you add Boyce Watkins to the equation, all of these guys are scammers. Like, I don't understand how people don't see through him. I don't understand. Like, yeah, these guys are some frauds who just want to get their own names out there. That's all they care about. They are addicted to the fame of social media. That's what I think. But yeah, I agree, Rothy Doctor. It has me cracking up. It does make me laugh. It does make me laugh. Let's see. Lil' Kim unfortunately has low self-esteem. She suffers from body dysmorphic disorder. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yeah, Lil' Kim definitely has some issues. She has some identity issues for sure. My kiddo says, Ty, you're correct about Steve Harvey. Yeah, Steve Harvey's a clown. She's your rib. Oh, King talking about E. coli and and Kevin Hart. Let's see here. My kiddo says, why is Kevin doing a circuit tour of his escapades about his wife Ebola? I know, and then it looks like he's getting ready to have some movie come out where he's making more jokes about his infidelities, you know, whatever. And I guess his wife can't do nothing but sit there and take it, because it doesn't look like she has any talent or skills of her own. So she's there for the check, you know. he's cheating on this woman who he couldn't have even gotten if he didn't have the money to begin with, and she was supposed to be the step up from his last wife who he's cheating with. No, you're just a little cheating bastard. That's just what you're gonna do. That's who you're gonna be. And so stop going around saying that you're anything different. Nobody's hating on you. Nobody cares. You know, you're a little short cheating bastard who has a little bit of money. So now in your mind, you've upgraded your wife, but she's gonna sit there and take the shit because she don't have nothing of her own. So, you know, oh well, maybe she'll get, you know, some dick on the side. I don't know. Let's see here. LOL, short ass daddy. Oh, you killed you killed Kevin Hart. Oh yeah, talking about his kids. I kind of do. Oh hey, okay, so now we got two kings in here, Drift King and King 334 Mob. Okay, Drift King, hey, how are you doing, bestie? Thanks for coming in. We're about to wrap up. So yeah, that's what he is though. That's kind of how I feel. I just feel like his kids, in my mind, like anytime I see them in a picture with him, I just feel like they're like, ugh. I'm so sick of my short ass daddy. I just want to go home to my mama. You know, like, cause he is so whack. He's so short and whack. Let's see. Kevin is doing the cockroach tour. He really is. Last Dragon. Oh, show enough. Okay, your ex-husband sure lost a good one. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. King 334. That's what everybody says. He did, you know, I can't disagree with that because, oh my gosh, I loved cooking for him. I don't know if you when you went through my Instagram, if you saw any of my food pictures, but, you know, I loved, you know, cooking for him and, you know, catering to him. I enjoyed being a wife. And so my thought, you know, I just tell myself now, if I was able to be a good wife to a really crappy husband, I'll be able to be a great wife, you know, to a good man. And I feel like I have a good man now, so I'm looking forward, you know, to just moving forward. I've heard so many reports on how horribly my ex-husband is doing. We went to the same high school, but we did not know each other in high school. I was very much a nerdy girl, you know, I was on the dance team and everything, but I was, you know, a nerdy girl, and I hung out with the, you know, nerdy crowd, and he was a jock in high school, from what I understand, like, barely, like, graduated. He had to get a lot of help to, like, complete, like, some math courses and stuff or whatever, and so, we never crossed paths in high school. We went to a very large high school, and that's not a really uncommon thing in our school, like to have had people who just like, you know, I never took regular classes. I was always in honors classes. We weren't in the same hallways. I don't know if we ever had a same lunch period or whatever. But we, you know, when he sent me a friend request on Facebook, I accepted it because I saw that we had a lot of friends in common from high school. And I knew his name because, you know, I you know, cheered for the football team, and our football team sucked in high school, and I remember I hated, you know, cheering for a losing ass team. Like, my dad would come to all of my games, and people always thought that he had a son who was out there playing, but my dad would come to all my games, and I would like leave some of those games like just in tears because it fucking sucked, like, you know, like trying to cheer for losers week after week after week, and I was like, ugh. So anyway, yeah, so I knew his name, but I never knew him, and so he figured that because I was the nerdy girl in high school that I was just going to be so proud now that, you know, I'm married to Dale Carr. I married one of the jocks from high school, that, you know, that he was just going to be able to treat me like shit, and I was going to take it because I, you know, would have been too embarrassed to tell our friends from high school that, you know, it didn't work out. I'm like, boy, I'm a lot closer to 40 than I am to 15. I don't give a fuck about what any of these people think, and, yeah, we're all, like, adults now, so we don't care about the fact that you were, you know, captain of the defense of a whack-ass football team in 1995. Like, who cares? So, anyway, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Oh, you found it. I'm laughing. So, anyway, yeah, after he got out of jail for beating on me, which he could have stayed in there a lot longer, but I had mercy on him. And I actually spoke to his attorney and my attorney, and I said that I don't think that a prison sentence is going to help him, because he's going to get out and he's going to do the same thing that he did to me to another woman, and she might not be able to protect herself. I said I would really recommend some counseling for him, and maybe a long probation period or something, because he was looking at 2 to 10 years. And so he did end up having to serve several months, and I read some of his letters that he wrote to his grandmother crying about being in jail, and this isn't for me, and I got to get out of here, and all this stuff. And so reading those letters made me laugh. His grandmother was showing them to me, I guess thinking that I was going to have pity on him, and they wanted me to, you know, help him out and all this shit. But anyway, yeah, it just, he's living with his grandmother. The last I heard, because people from our high school still run into him, because his grandmother lived really close to our high school, relatively close, and he's working as a waiter at a restaurant by our high school, which I think is funny, because one thing that he would always say when we were married was that he didn't want to work for the white man, and he wanted to have his own this and his own that. And my thing was, but I work for the white man like every fucking day, and I, you know, make a really good living doing it. But in his mind, like, I was a sellout, and, you know, whatever my white boss wanted, I would do it. If my boss told me to suck his dick, I would do it. He would talk to me like straight up crazy, y'all. He would talk to me real crazy. And so, so my thing was, okay, you don't want to do that. What do you want to do? So he said that he wanted to start his auto detailing business. And so, I spent several thousands of my dollars to get this piece of equipment that he wanted, to start his detailing business. And I went and got him his first corporate contract, doing some vans for a beverage company. I got him into the doors of we lived in a very upscale, you know, apartment complex, and so I got him 2 complexes around where we lived that were also upscale, one a little bit lower than where we were, and one was like, you know, higher, you know, a little bit more upscale than where we were. And like, to where the people there, they didn't mind, you know, paying $800 for a detail, you know, for an auto detail. So, once he finally started making decent money, he got right back on the drugs, and, you know, like, basically fucked it up. But, you know, my thing was, okay, fine, you don't want to work for the man, you don't want to work for the white man, that's okay, you know, let's work out something else, because you're gonna work, you know. And so, I think he just thought that he should have been able to just lay up on me and have me do everything. I should work, I should cook, I should clean, I should cater to his every whim, and be okay with him stealing my money to go and buy drugs and sell our cars to drug dealers and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was supposed to be okay. But anyway, like I said, the last I've heard, people from my high school have let me know they've seen him walking from his grandmother's house to his job as a waiter at a steakhouse, and, you know, all this stuff. So life is not good for him. He's having to pay, you know, for what he's done to me, and yeah, yeah. Anyway, he's having to pay for it. So, I came out on the winning end there. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, my kiddo says that's true. That is true, Ty. Okay, I don't know what's true. Let's see. I'm trying to get caught up with these comments, y'all. Oh, women tend to fall in love. Shoot. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, women tend to fall in love with some aspect of our fathers, especially if we had a good role model or models in our lives. I agree. Yeah, we do. It's like we can't help it. I don't know how that works, but yeah. Now you with Stone Cold Steve Austin? Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, so where did you see that? Okay, you must have gone somewhere else. I don't even know if I have any pictures of him on my Instagram. I'm glad you're happy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mm, I appreciate it, King. Let's see. No, he's not a doctor. Oh, where's the invisible school? The invisible children, the invisible credentials. Also, Umar said that he was related to Frederick Douglass. I did not know that he said he was related to Frederick Douglass. Are you freaking kidding me? I wonder if he's the one who created that Frederick Douglass Twitter account with his stupid ass. Let's see. Exactly. These hustlers are supposed to be black leaders. I know, King. You know, like, yeah, y'all. My kiddo. I don't know what to say about Umar. I did not know this fool was walking around saying he was related to Frederick Douglass, though. What a weird... Oh, Lord. He probably has some mental issues. They probably need to check this dude out. The Douglass family stated that he is not related to them. No, we don't want no parts of that, Dr. Umar Johnson. You take that shit somewhere else. That's so funny. Let's see here. They all scammers. Fuck all them lames. You know, I kind of agree with you, King. And my thing is, you know, why are we... To me, the fact that Dr. Umar Johnson and Tariq Nasheed and Boyce Watkins, the fact that all of them could become so popular and seen as so important tells me how starved the black community is for leadership, that like we don't even bet anybody anymore. They say they're a leader, okay, good, lead us. Like we're just sheep and we need to be led somewhere. Why do we need leaders? Like, you know what the fuck you have to do? Do you really need someone to, you know, have on a dashiki and an ankh, you know, to come and tell you this is what you need to do as a black person, and then you'll be, you know, like, I'm so sick of seeing us fall for these scams over and over. These are scam artists. My kiddo says his GoFundMe account has disappeared. Oh, okay. Now I heard the GoFundMe like was questioning him about something, and so I didn't know that it was gone. I wonder where the money is. I wonder, did people get refunds, or I wonder where the money is. So, let's see. They all SpongeBob's. Let's see. Brother Polite, a scammer too. Okay, I don't know who he is. I don't know who Brother Polite. I don't know who he is. Dr. Boyce, unfortunately, is a real PhD, but all them, yeah. Dr. Boyce is a doctor, but Dr. Boyce is also a scammer. You're right. He's a fraud. My kiddo too. Marcus Garvey, long live Dick Gregory. Yeah, you know, there was a time when there were some actual leaders who were speaking truth, and those days just seem to be long gone. My kiddo says Umar's a fraud, Tariq is a known pimp and scammer. And you know, man, Tariq has a really, really super duper slick mouth when it comes to black women. Really, both of them do. And I just love how when Umar was caught messing around with that conscious stripper, that he, you know, it was her fault, you know, that she's trying to bring him down, you know, bring this black man down. Like, black man, you didn't have to be messing with this stripper. You know, that was your option. And if you weren't fucking around with her, she wouldn't have been able to tell people that you were. So, stop it. Let's see. King334 says they sound gay. Yeah, they do. So how are you going to talk about slapping around somebody's titties? You know, like that, yeah, to me, if you take the names out of it, it does just sound like, you know, something that Erykah Badu would have on the intro to one of her songs. Like she would have some some black man, just saying this into a microphone before she comes on with one of her songs, ooh, baby, I wanna tear off that dashiki and slap your titties around, like, and then she comes on singing, oh, on and on, anyway, but, so anyway, okay, yeah, they do sound gay. The pot calling the kettle black, absolutely right, my kiddo, absolutely right. Fuck losing weight, you fat cause you eating, you can't get unfat unless you got money. Okay, King, you're crazy. Fuck Umar ugly ass. Yeah, that's how I feel about all of them. Drip King says, you're welcome back. Oh, okay, Drip King was working. Okay, well, I'm glad you joined us. Thank you. King334 says, he's so dumb, you're a nerd with a big booty. He ain't gonna beat that. Your ex makes us black men look super bad. You know what though, King, one thing I will not do is group everybody into the same category. So, and I hate seeing that, because there's so many hate videos on YouTube that black women put out about black men and that black men put out about black women. And yeah, within just the black community itself, we have a segment of women who, yeah, they have multiple babies' fathers, they're on welfare, they're not educated, whatever. And we have a segment of black men who, make a lot of children and don't take care of them and, and beat on their women or whatever, don't treat them right. But that's not the whole of it. I think that for the most part that there's a lot of good on both sides. And so, and yeah, every now and then you run into somebody, who's like my ex-husband or who's, a sorry black man or a sorry black woman, but we can't start just grouping everybody all into one thing and saying that, just because we see one black man act a fool that, oh, there go those black men again acting stupid, or, just because we see one black woman acting promiscuous and showing her titties, to everybody online, oh, there goes black girls acting like hoes again. We can't do that. Everything has to be looked at on an individual basis, on a case-by-case basis. So, this is my channel, even though I am with a white man. This is not the we cancel black men channel, to hell with them Negroes, that's not what this is. That's not what I'm about. I have a lot of black male friends who, would have made a much better husband than my husband made, and, who are doing well by their wives and by their children. Men in my age range, and I don't think that that all black men stop being good after the generation of my father. I don't think that at all. But I picked a bad one, and so I'm not gonna I'm not going to let my ex-husband speak as a representation for all black men, because they are not all like him. That was the worst man I've ever been with in my life, and I only had I had one boyfriend in college. I had another boyfriend before him, and then two guys that I dated that was not very serious at all, but they were all black men, and they were all way better, than he was to me. So I will not let him be a representation for all black men. No, he does not deserve that, and black men do not deserve that. Let's see here. Happy New Year's Eve to you too, King, if you're still in here. What are you doing in Tobago to celebrate New Year's Eve? If you're still in here, you found his name. I'm not going to say his name. I see his dumbass on your Instagram. Really? He's still on my Instagram? Because I thought that I deleted all of his pictures. Okay, I gotta go look at my Instagram, because I really thought that I deleted all of his freaking pictures. But yeah, that's his stupid ass. You got the right one. You like them steroid type dudes, musclehead ass niggas. No, that is not really my thing. No, that's not my thing. I do like fit guys, but But no, I'm not into the steroid types. Even my fiance, he was much bigger or much more muscular when I met him than he is now. But before I met him, he was like ridiculously muscular. Like to me, his neck looked gross. He had like one of those like wrestler necks or whatever, and the the shoulders were like up to here, and he likes looking like a monster like that. I don't like that. That's way too much for me. But when he's trying to like get to where he wants to be, that's his ideal of what is good looking. And I tell him I don't like that. I don't need all of that. Like that's too much for me. So yeah. Anyway, yep. That's the dance studio. You're right. You weren't a sellout. Your ex a lame. Yeah, I know that, and I knew that then. He just had to say something to give himself an excuse to live off of me and to not work, to not try to live up to his own potential. My kiddo says, "Wow, Ty, let's see. You're such an angel. You gave him thousands to start a business and gave him a contract. Wow. Yeah, yeah, I wanted it to work, as much as, and by this time, he'd already physically assaulted me at least twice, but I wanted it to work. My thing was, I made my marriage vows to him, but I also made my marriage vows to God, and I took that very seriously. And I felt stuck, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe there's just something more that can be done. So maybe if we do some, we did couples counseling, we did individual counseling, we did rehab like 3 times, and I would lie every time and just tell people he was off working or, he was whatever, because I was still trying to have a social life. But, of course, anytime I go out, everybody's like, well, hey, where's so-and-so? I was about to say his name, but, because, we would socialize with our friends from high school, and we were always typically like the black couple, and everybody's always like, well, where is he, blah, blah, and I'm like, he's working out of state. He's, whatever. I'm making up shit. And I'm sure people knew I was lying, but I was trying to cover for him, he didn't want people to know, which I thought that to me, it didn't bother me. It didn't embarrass me that he was in rehab. You have a problem, you're getting help. Who cares? But it was something that he didn't want to share, so fine, I'll keep your secret. Just get your shit together and let's get out and let's live a real life. So anyway, yeah, so that's what that was. Oh, King had to go. Drift King had to go finish up some work. Okay, well, I'm sorry I didn't get to say bye, but thank you for coming in. I'll be by your videos to check you out later. Let's see here. He needed to get off drugs and the steroids. I don't think that he was ever on steroids, or at least not when he was with me, but he was definitely on some serious drugs. Let's see here. Damn, that dude was a junkie. I'm glad that's over. King, you have me laughing. Okay, I did not realize he was still on my Instagram, though. I really did not know that. Because I wanted to completely disassociate myself with him. Let's see. Now he at the steakhouse. LOL, bruh. Yes, he is. I need to stay off your Instagram. Wow. Okay, well, yeah, you found like my whole life story on my Instagram. I didn't realize that I had anything up there that led back to him on my Instagram. LL, exactly. You have black leaders, and then you have leading blacks. These dudes are nothing more than opportunists. I completely agree with that assessment of Dr. Umar, Dr. Boyce, and Tariq Nasheed. My kiddo says, we don't need leaders or leadership. We need to use our brain and our own devices. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. The unconscious community needs to go play in traffic. Hell yes, my kiddo. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, we know what we need to do. Do we really need somebody to tell us, get your finances in order, take care of your children, don't be, Do we, like, are we really that starved for leadership that we gotta have somebody to just hold our hands and just tell us how to live life? So stupid. Um, that leg lifted up though, Lord, you bless me. I saw the kneecap. Shut up, King 334. My kneecap. My kid says I can't tie. Okay, I guess I said something funny to you. Let's see. Your ex was a gym rat, but he was doing coke. That's wild. I won't get into what all he was really doing. We'll do that on another live, or we'll have to do that like we'll have to say that for another time. That's for another time. I might make a video about that. Stone Cold will be a better husband for you. That's so funny that you're calling him Stone Cold. So many people though, that's what they were. A lot of people were like, damn, you got that Stone Cold looking motherfucker, Stone Cold Steve Austin looking that. I would get that so much, and it would just make me laugh. He loves it though, because he likes Stone Cold, and so the funny thing is his my fiance's like idol is The Rock, and I think that he would like, you know, he would probably lose his mind if somebody ever compared him to The Rock, but he loves The Rock. Let's see. I'm glad you got out of that. That's what Milan Ross' wife should have done. Now that is the truth. But the thing is though, King 334, she did get out of it. They finalized their divorce in June. So she was not with him. You know, he was taking care of the kids for Christmas. He was supposed to have the children on Christmas Eve. And I guess she let him keep the children another day till Christmas Day. And then she came over to pick up the kids. And that's when all this happened. But I hate that for her, because I guess she saw enough to get out. But I don't know. I do hate it for her though. In other words, he looked like Bubba. Wait, who's Bubba? Knight Rider? Hold up now. What are you talking about? Knight Rider. Let's see. That's true, but she should have got with the Rock too. She should have got with the Rock too. What do you mean? Leave these dumbass black dudes alone. Yeah, you know, I can't argue with that, King. Leave the dumb ones alone. I'm not saying leave black men alone. And that's the thing. There is a difference. You know, there are black men who are doing what needs to be done. And then there are some dumbass black dudes who do need to be left alone as well. Same can be said for black women and white men and Mexican men and, you know, Chinese men. You know, every race, every ethnicity has their problem group of people, you know. And so, but I agree, there's some trifling ones out there, and they do need to be left alone. My kiddo says, did you hear about Tamar, Vince, and Laura Govan? Yes, I did hear about that. Okay, so I don't know the whole story. What I heard was that, like, basically Tamar put Vince on blast, saying that he had some woman pregnant. And I don't know, she called out Laura Govan as being that one, but then, like, there have been some pictures of Laura Govan wearing clearly some clothes that belong to a bigger man, saying that she's wearing her man's clothes, and so maybe the people are thinking those are Vince's clothes or some of his older clothes. Yeah, and I know that I don't know much about Tamar and Vince or Laura Govan, really, because I've never seen an episode of the Braxton Family Values. I've never seen an episode of Tamar and Vince. Honestly, when Tamar and Vince came out, and I would hear people saying they're watching Tamar and Vince, I thought that they were saying Tamar Invents, like I-N-V-E-N-T-S. I was like, oh, so Tony Braxton's sister is an engineer. Like, that's great. She's inventing shit. Like, that's what I thought. And so I was like, oh, Tamar invents. Like, what? I wonder what she's inventing. I didn't care enough to look to see what she was inventing, but it turns out, you know, I didn't find out till like a year later she wasn't inventing shit. It was Tamar and Vince. So anyway, yeah, that tells you how much I know about them to begin with. And then Laura Govan, I guess maybe she was a basketball wife, which is another show I never watched. And I've only ever heard about her, like, sleeping around with people men who have money and getting checks out of them. That's all that I really know about any of them. Gloria, Matt, and Laura are from Oakland, California. Gloria, Matt, and Laura. Who's that? Okay, Laura Gobon. Oh, Matt Barnes and Gloria. I'm okay. I'm a little lost. Let's see. Okay, Gloria Gobon was involved in a cheating scandal at Diablo Valley College in 2011. Cheating for grades. Oh Lord. And I'm sure it happens like all the time. I shouldn't be acting all surprised. Ty, sell those blue shorts, LOL, that you got on Instagram. They worth millions. I'm not selling my shorts. King334, that's funny. Laura and Shaq. Okay, so Laura Gobon and Shaquille O'Neal? Are you saying? Like they hooked up, are you saying? Okay, the Gobon sisters and Matt. Okay, Matt Barnes and Laura and Gloria. Are you saying that like they all were together? I'm so lost because like I've never kept up with any of that. And all that I know, like when I hear stuff in the blogs, like I just hear like those Gobon girls like get around, basically. That's like kind of the moral of the story that when it comes to them. Okay, so Laura had an affair with Shaq. Ew. Okay, and so Laura, she's the one who's having the affair with Vince now, right? Or the one who's there allegedly is having the affair with Vince, is that right? Matt is from Oakland, California. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's like so much to keep up with. Like, I just imagine like they all have STDs. Like everybody's fucking everybody. It's like, ugh, this cannot be good, you know? Yeah. Okay. Yes. All the okay, as well as the Gobon sisters. Oh. Okay. So what? Shaq had an affair with both of the Gobon sisters, or okay? Are you saying that Shaq slept with Laura and Gloria, or Shaq only slept with Gloria? With Laura, and then Matt, did he sleep with both of them? I'm so confused because I really have not kept up with it. Like I've heard their names around and around, but I've not like kept up with that drama. It's like so much stuff going on, like with these people and these affairs. Okay, Shaq slept with Laura. Did Shaq sleep with Laura when he was married to whatever Shawnee? Is that her name? Did he then or after him and Shawnee got divorced? I really don't know. Oh, ew, okay. Yuck. So, like, everybody's just sharing each other's germs. Like, that's so nasty to me. Yuck. That is disgusting. Okay. I didn't know that. Hold up. Let me see. Who are the rest of these clowns? Oh, okay. So, Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj, I give them they're in the running for biggest clown 2017 because of this stupid ass back and forth. I guess it started with Remy Ma and doing the whole she-third thing and going around doing her interviews and pretending like she wasn't talking about Nicki Minaj when she was really like sneak dissing her on the low. But then she comes out with this Sheether thing, and everybody says, you know, okay, she kind of destroyed Nicki with Sheether, which I do agree. But then they're like, okay, so Nicki, now you got to respond. If you're going to be the queen of rap, like, you have to come back and you have to say something. And then Nicki comes back, like, 2 months later, like, after nobody cared. And I think, like, still kind of, like, doing features or, you know, on songs to get back at Remy Ma. And then, like, by now, nobody cares. And, you know, Nicki, yeah, you have the most money. You have the bigger fan base. You've got the barbs. But you know, we can't deny that Remy Ma put a little dent, you know, in your shine, you know, and I don't know why Remy Ma went so far. Like those Sheether lyrics, I was listening to it like, ugh, this ooh, like I couldn't believe like what I was hearing, and so anyway, so like now she's on this whole preaching unity, and women getting together or whatever. But like I don't really know what the point of that was to begin with. And so and the fact that she still can't keep Nicki Minaj out of her mouth makes her look kind of lame. And Nicki Minaj, I feel like she's kind of lame because I think she also feels threatened by Cardi B coming up. And so I just have to give both Remy and Nicki Clown of the Year awards as well. So let's see here. Okay, Laura accused Gloria of sleeping with her boyfriend Gilbert Arenas. Oh wait, Gilbert Arenas, he's that tired ass basketball player who always has stuff to say about dark skinned women, right? And I'm sorry, truth be told, um, those Go Bon girls, I gotta see Gloria again, but Laura, she's not all that attractive. And I do feel like a lot of times, colorism is a real thing with black people, and sometimes just because people are a little bit lighter, women in particular are a little bit lighter, they're given the luxury of being thought of as pretty. But Laura straight up looks like a man sometimes. So anyway, yeah, he's always got some shit to say, like about Lupita Nyong'o and, women, who are as dark as, Gabrielle Union, like that's the cutoff point, and once you're darker than that, you can't be pretty, and like, yeah, these people come up with some lame shit to say. My interview with Nicki Minaj is on my website. Okay, rapstarpromo.com. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna check out your website. Okay, rapstarpromo.com. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we'll have to check out your website, and we'll have to promote it on the next live, like when we have more people in, so we can let them know to go check out your website. And I'll talk about it, I guess, on something else too, and get it flashing across the screen so we can go and check you out too. Let's see. Cardi B trumped both of them this year. Honestly, that's true. That's true. Cardi B did. Cardi B had a hell of a year. I would like to see her not mention her boyfriend so much. I still don't even really know. I don't know like who Offset or the Migos. I still haven't heard their music. I don't follow them like that. I don't follow like new rap artists like that. But I would like to see her just focus on herself and to stop putting his name in her verses, because if this thing doesn't work out, I would like for her to be able to perform her songs 5 years from now, and she can do it, without having to mention his name. And, I want her to have fun. I want her to stop responding to stuff on social media. Like, okay, girl, you're above everybody who's responding to you. Like you're getting your success thing going, you're getting your career on track. Who cares if somebody, calls you a name on social media? So what? Let them talk and keep going. Like, she's got to leave her little hood antics behind, because she really is going to a different place. So, let's see. Lauryn Hill is your favorite MC. Okay, so I am a Lauryn Hill fan from the 90s. I don't know what the hell Lauryn Hill is doing with herself these days other than showing up late to every motherfucking concert she has. What's up with your girl? Yeah, that, miseducation of Lauryn Hill, nothing has been made like that since then. But why is she always showing up late? It's like she's in another planet. She's got to get her shit together. For real. But yeah, she's talented as heck. Let's see. My top 5 movies of this year. Okay, well, let me tell you. I don't watch movies. I did see Get Out because I remember the promos running for it like at the end of last year. And that was just something that I was really interested in seeing. But I am not a movie person like that. So, like, that's probably the only movie that I saw that came out this year. So it's in my top 5 of this year, but I'm not a huge movie person like that. But I did enjoy Get Out. I thought it was really good. Um, so I agree. She has hard features. Yeah, she does have hard features. Laura, she does. Colorism is so dumb. We're all human. I agree, and and it seems like it's mainly black people who care about how black we are. On for the most part, I don't really hear about any other race of people talking about how dark or light black people are. We just really seem to care and place some kind of importance on the darkness or lightness of our skin. My top 5 songs of this year. Okay, so you're new here, King. I don't keep up with anything current. Other than the things that I see happening on Twitter, I don't know like what the heck is going on. I'm a huge jazz fan. I will say that I'm a rap fan. I'm just not into current rap. I love the rap that I grew up listening to in the 1980s, and I listen to a little bit of 90s stuff. But smooth jazz and acid jazz are my favorite types of music. I was a big, alternative fan and an alternative rock fan in the 90s. I listened to some country music, but as far as new music, let's see, that Chris Brown Party song, I like that. I did like Cardi B's, whatever her song that got like super popular. What was it? Bodak Yellow. I like that. I jammed that a little bit, but yeah, I am like not the pop culture person at all. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, and I'm gonna have to end this live shortly because my battery's about to die. Let's see. Cardi is very immature. I can't. Yes, she is. Dr. Umar is so smart. He's dumb. Yes, naming Offset is corny. She needs etiquette classes and media training ASAP. Yeah, I agree, my kiddo. And it's just like people don't do that these days. Artist development is not something that's really happening in the music industry these days, and it's sad because it's really still needed. They don't get media training, and they just walk around acting a fool, but it's like a different age because as long as you got a big social media following, your stands are going to just go for whatever BS you pull, and that's just how it is. And so it's just a different day and age. Nobody gets punished anymore or thought of badly for acting stupid in public. It's just a totally different age. She's not above everybody. Cardi B is low class. You can pay for school, but you can't buy class. Very true. Very, very, very true. Let's see. Lauryn Hill of the 90s is so wavy. Lauryn is whack now. Yeah. Lauryn in the 90s was like good stuff. I don't know what Lauryn is doing with herself these days. You watched Get Out because your husband is white. No, I really watched it because I thought that it was going to make for a good movie. I think I would have watched it no matter, who I was with or if I was by myself. But yeah, trust me, like, anytime that I watch anything that's got a black and white, like race subject matter in it, kind of like the memes you see of when they talk about things like that, and it's an interracial couple, and it's always the black one who's like up at night, like when I open, kind of looking to see like, are you acting all right? Like, can I trust you? It's never anything like that, but I do always like want to know like what his thoughts are. I need to be sure that we're on the same wavelength, as far as a lot of things, racially are concerned. That's always a concern. Like, I don't want to feel like, you're with me, but like, your whiteness is so important that you can't defend me or defend my blackness if the time comes or whatever. So, yeah, that's always something to think about. And that was actually why it was fun reviewing that show Underground with my fiance. That was fun, and he doesn't like watching those shows about slavery, but that was an interesting thing to talk about things from his point of view. Let's see. Um, it becomes a problem when you cannot distinguish reality from fiction. Okay, what are we talking about there? Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, Miles Davis, Green Day, Alanis Morissette. Yeah, I like all of those. Um, she feels that being ratchet is a good thing, not. Yeah, and I feel like, um, being ratchet, so to speak, is what got her noticed. And so she wants to hang on to that, but she's going to have to let some of that go for where her career can go. Check your Instagram DM. Buy your blue shorts and hang on trophies. Hush. Let's see. Okay, exactly. We need A&R again. I agree. We do. The industry needs that. The music industry needs that. People are laughing at her, not with her. She is the epitome of ignorance. Ooh, a lot of people say that, my kiddo, then of course she's got her younger fans who are just like, she's just keeping it real, blah, blah. But yeah, I agree. I agree with you though. And yeah, just like King says, that's real. Yeah, they are laughing at her. I agree. You're not going to buy my shorts. Let's see, because King stated there's no problem with being in your own world. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, I agree. It isn't my kid. There are too many followers these days. I agree. Y'all are right. There are. Can't argue with that. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go on and just like cut it, y'all, unless there's something y'all want to talk about. I got some more research I gotta do, but I'll be doing that for a while. But y'all have given me some ideas. I really do appreciate that. As far as some things that I can get into, and I will look at the dance videos, and I will look into the fitness DVDs, because that's just something that I'm kind of passionate about. Just seeing women get fit and feel well and be well and look well, that makes me feel good. But I'm going to just wrap it up. I'll wait and I'll see if any more comments come. I'll stop it at 250. I'm at 246 now. I love people that live according to their own rules, and that's something that I'm trying to do, King. Because I've always lived by everybody else's rules. I always just did what I was told and try to be a good girl and all that. And I still try to be a good person, but I'm trying to think out of the box. Kaya and T.S. Madison will probably get their own show. I only hear about them in the blogs, and I'm not into their Queen's Court thing, but I know that it's really popular, and I think it's gonna be different for their fans. If they get their own TV show, they're probably not gonna be able to talk trash the same way that their fans have become used to seeing them talk trash. Because they could probably like run into getting the network that they're on sued for talking shit. So it's gonna be a little bit different. I wonder, it might do them well to just keep themselves on the YouTube platform. If they want to keep it that way, if they want to keep their brand the same, but they're gonna have to change their brand if they get on somebody's network. Let's see. You're not doing anything with your fiance today. Are you gonna stand up before your live is over? I'm not going to stand up before my live is over, because the light is already on. And no, we're in different cities right now. We, wish each other a happy anniversary today, but we're not doing anything together today. But we'll be together more than we can stand soon enough. We'll be living together and working together very shortly. So I think that we're both kind of enjoying the breather right now. Over 40 and still fit DVD. Yeah, something kind of like that. Yeah, I like the fit at 40 thing, fit at 40 and beyond, something like that. You're definitely thinking along the lines that I'm thinking, King. Um, uh, okay, my kiddo says right, unless it's on HBO. Yeah, it would have to be on cable, my kiddo, for them to do live. But even still, they could do the cussing and everything, but they're still gonna have to be careful about the things that they say so they don't get into like libel and slander and defamation type of things on those networks. They can be as reckless as they want, I guess, on YouTube, but it's gonna be a different thing because everybody knows that like there's really no money that either one of them has, but if there's some money like behind an HBO or something that they can sue, then these celebrities might start reacting a little bit differently because people generally just ignore them. It's the Toyas of the world, people who don't have shit to do, Toyas and Reginaes and Resumes of the world, who take the time out to respond to them. But I think that celebrities would feel a little bit differently if they were on a bigger platform, So we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Ty, live according to your own rules. I'm gonna try. Ty better get her own TV show as well. Let's see. Possibly one of these days. I did do radio in Houston for a while. I did fitness and sports on AM radio in Houston, and I have some pictures of me in those days, and that was a fun time. But yeah, in two different cities. That's different. Yeah, just for now. It's temporary, but we'll both be in St. Lucia soon at the beginning of next year, working construction together. So let's see, Toyota and Resume. That's right. Oh gosh. Happy New Year. No S on year. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year, y'all. Let's see. You can't stand because your body is Photoshop. Oh, whatever. Anyway, get out of here with that nonsense. Okay, so I'm going to call it a night, y'all. I want y'all to have a very, very, very happy New Year. Just please be safe. My kiddo, be safe on your drive home from work. The Box in Houston, 97.9. Oh, yeah, I stopped listening to that station a long time ago. I boycotted them when that song Tip Drill came out. And I'll save that story for next time. If y'all are on the live next time, yeah, because that's a story that really pissed me off about that radio station. But yeah, I don't listen to them, and that's probably why I stopped listening to rap in general, because at the time they were the only hip hop station in Houston, and so that was how I would listen to hip hop and find out about new artists. So I was just strictly on my smooth jazz when I gave up that radio station. But I'll talk about that. Yes, you take care too, my kiddo. King334 Mob, thank you for joining us, and feel better. Please make yourself feel better there in Atlanta. And y'all just have a happy New Year. I love y'all. I'm going to call it quits, and I will see you guys hopefully on the live. Watch to see if there's anything coming in on the live. I'll count it down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I love y'all. Have a happy New Year. And let's just have a kick-ass 2018. Be safe, be well. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.